tell you something. Morning, people. Happy Tuesday, the 4th of April. I was going to say February of April. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. It's going to be a special episode today. I can feel it in my bones. But I am one of your hosts, my own royalty.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
And it's Maxie Johnson.
I love it, love it. I was going to say, yeah, like, I can't be doing prefixes. Like, at this point, girl, you family now. So. There's no point. But how's everyone doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Yeah, can't complain.
Love it, love it.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've got a question for you guys. What is, like, one thing that's not a big deal, but you hate doing it? Like, it can be, like, it's like, you just find it an inconvenience. It's not really an inconvenience, but it just annoys you to do it. So I'll tell you mine. Mine is when I get home and have to get my keys from my bag. Okay. It sounds very silly, yeah. So what I do when I'm leaving, I put my keys like in my cup holder. So when I get back home, I don't have to look in my bag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hate having to get my keys out of my bag.
Where's the cup holder?
Right in front of me.
No, in the car.
I mean, like the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just easy.
Okay.
I just pick it up from wherever I put it, and I just do it.
I think mine's making breakfast.
Okay,
I really don't like I just can't be asked to make breakfast. That's mine.
That must be annoying because you've got kids as well, they're always hungry.
But you know, my kids are quite independent, so
They
make their own breakfast.
Oh, that's good.
But it's just long making breakfast. I just feel like it's.
Yeah, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
For you, for me. That's on holiday. That's why I always have to say that I can't do a. You know when you want to go on like a group trip and like, so, let's stay in a villa or Airbnb. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't
like to make your own self-catered.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe. When I'm in holiday mode, I am like proper. I'm committed to holiday mode.
Yeah.
I don't want to crack an egg. I don't even want to think. Like, I just want to appear and just eat. I don't believe in any form of labor. I don't want to wash one plate, one cup, one spoon. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah. I don't actually mind.
Oh,
I know. I think it's the mother in me. I don't mind, but I would rather. But even like getting up early just to go downstairs, and then you have to dress decent as well.
But you know what is I do? I wake up in time to because I don't believe in waking up early on holiday either.
Okay.
That makes that makes no sense to me. So I'm the person who will wake up like 30 minutes before the breakfast is done.
Right. Okay.
That's my vibe.
My husband gets up early. Like he'll get up like 7, go down, come back, have a nap, and then go down again.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a nap. I'm a nap kind of girl.
Yeah.
So like this is because when I go on holiday, I've told you guys I'm not a tourist babe. I'm not a do this and do that. I like easy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to holidays, I am a wake up before the breakfast finishes. Well, there's still enough stock.
Okay.
Kind of vibe.
Okay.
And then I do that, and then I go up, have a nap. Then I wake up, maybe have another snack. I might go down to the pool and whatever, but I'm a nap and eat and drink kind of girl.
When you go down to the pool, do you actually swim?
No.
So what do you do?
I've got hydrophobia, so I don't do that.
Don't say that. You do not have hydrophobia. Don't try it.
Hydrophobia.
No, don't.
I've drowned a few times.
You just don't like the water.
No,
but
I've drowned a few times.
how? You're still alive.
So wait.
So a few.
Drowning doesn't mean you die.
Few times.
No, you can drown and
How many
die.
lives you
but
got?
You can also drown and be resurrected.
Easter.
Don't try and say Lazarus. Like what?
No, I've drowned once. Drowning is not nice. I'm not gonna lie. Drowning's not
No,
nice.
we need
It's
to
not
look.
nice.
No, I'm not gonna have you guys do this to me. I'm looking at the definition of drowning. You're not gonna do this to me. People love to discredit my experiences.
Drowning just means you can't swim. No.
Yeah, so oh, never mind.
Look. See?
Okay, like, accountability. I like that. It says die through submersion. Okay, fair enough. So I sunk. I'm a walking miracle. Listen, God says it's not your time. Okay, so I've sunk a few times. But yeah, so I actually do. Like I actually like, have a panic attack and all that kind of stuff. But this year I do want to learn how to swim. At some point this year, maybe after my birthday. I don't want to do that for my birthday. I don't want to.
What, in case you drown before your
In case
birthday?
I drown, like, that's a stupid way to cross over. I'm sorry because you asked me.
Oh gosh.
But yeah. Do you think of anything?
I hate having to look for things, that I've put down in a particular place, right, and just not there again.
I feel you.
That's my main thing.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I happen to look for things. Period. Like I find it so frustrating. Someone said I saw a tweet the other day, and the person was saying how the most annoying thing is when you lose something, and someone says, "Where's the last place you saw it?" Because if I knew, don't you think that
I would have it
I would
right
know
now.
where it is? It's ridiculous. Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm breathing. I'm alive. You know me. Gratitude and all that.
Hallelujah.
Sorry for the lateness, people. Forgive me.
It's alright. Did you bring your thing? Because you're gonna need it today.
You know what it is? I'll be honest with you. I ain't seen it in about a week, and I at one point I thought I left it here, and I'm like, I know I didn't. So I don't know where it is. I got two of them as well. I got like that one, and then there's like a little kind of squishy ball. I don't know where they are, so I'm just kind of like, you know.
We'll have to have a studio one for you.
Yeah, I swear Brent, you got one though.
Yeah, but I don't want you thinking that.
You could use it all the time.
Yeah. I don't want you feeling that you are going to need it.
No, but you know it is. It's good for my hand anyway, and just like So, can I get them by any chance, or am I?
I'll look for it just now.
Thank you, too kind. I'm like, what? You say I need it? Why do I need it?
I was just playing.
Okay, I was about to say he's not here anyway, so.
No, he's gonna go. Oh, there
This guy's gonna live long, isn't it? Are you gonna live long still? You're gonna live long.
He just summoned you. He was like, "Oh, you're not even here," and then that's it. And then you knocked.
Yeah, he's gonna live long still.
I love it. But I wanted to shout out one of our listeners. It's her birthday today.
Oh.
Yeah, so big up our listener, Melissa.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Melissa.
Happy birthday,
You
Melissa.
don't sing happy birthday to her, or no?
No, we don't sing happy birthday over
No?
here. We
Okay,
just do a
cool.
horn.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
No
Sorry.
problem.
I didn't
Wow.
get paid to do that.
Damn.
We don't sing happy birthday to each other. His birthday's
Really?
next, actually. Yusuf. Yeah, his birthday's in
Yeah.
June.
Yeah, I think so.
You're annoying. I was not even asking you.
I think him or Gina, I think.
No,
I think Gina's June as well, you know.
You know
You
what's
guys.
mad, yeah? Because when I asked you, I definitely was looking at you, man. I did not expect you to know. Not at all. But yeah, I think it's Yusuf.
I think they were both in the same month, innit? Because I remember that episode where it's, Gina and Yusuf talking about June being summer and you and
Oh
March was
yes.
like August, innit?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that does ring a bell. They tried it. That does ring a bell. But yeah, man, big up Melissa. Happy birthday. I
How's she turning?
don't know, you know.
You
I
know,
never really ask people their age.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't typically ask people their age. Do you ask people their age?
Sometimes depends.
How old are you?
I ain't got age.
Okay, right. I'm gonna do this. This morning.
All right then.
Who's older than you? You're older than me. Oh, here we go. No, don't talk to me, please.
Your birthday as well?
His birthday's in May.
Oh, your birthday's in
So
May.
you're next.
I am, but I didn't want to say anything.
Why not?
I
What day's May?
May 8th.
Okay. Oh, that's the few days with my brother. That's lovely.
Your brother's a good guy, man.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
See?
Wow.
What did he say?
I was going to miss that.
That's what the 5th, you know. That's Chris Brown's birthday. Don't ask me how I know that.
Okay, Esther.
Women know that. All
Like,
women know that, man.
it's getting a bit questionable now.
No, that's the only celebrity birthday actually, though. But because I had another friend whose birthday, big up Lucy from secondary school, her birthday was the same day, and I was like, born the same day as Chris Brown. Well, obviously a few years apart. But
So, do you know you don't know Chris Brown's son's birthday?
why would I know that? I don't even know his name.
Well, you're not a stan like that then.
See, I'm not,
You're not
I'm
a
not
stan like that. Yeah, you're not.
I'm retired. God forbid. It'd be very embarrassing if I was a stan. That's an ick. If any guy ever fancied me and heard I was a stan, he should be put off because that's just embarrassing. I feel like after a certain age, you can't be a stan.
Yeah, but knowing Chris Brown's birthday is a bit icky.
No, but I've done that since secondary school though. But I'm good with dates. Like I'm very big on like dates and anniversaries. I'm a very sentimental person
Okay.
when it comes to dates. Do you know what I mean? I remember dates of like when I first met somebody and stuff like that.
Really?
So something that I like, not just anything.
God, we just had the list of dates.
As soon as we break up, obviously that memory's
Okay,
gone.
cool.
Yes, it needs
Fair
from
enough,
house.
fair
But,
enough, fair enough.
Yeah, that kind of vibe. But yeah, man. Marcus, you good?
I'm all right. You know me.
Love it.
You want to throw a question to both Mags and Rich? And can you put
Oh
your mic down, please?
yes. So the question is.
Sorry. Mags, can you put your mic down?
He definitely heard you the first time.
I
So.
don't understand. Why are you always a belly in the morning?
He heard
No,
you
but
the
you see,
first
look
time.
at you. It's actually your spirit. Yeah. Like it's a daily battle.
It's a daily battle, isn't it?
Man heard you. He
Heard
just
you.
looked at you and he left it there. He's thinking,
Like, he's talking to
not
me.
tell me on camera as well. You are, never change, man. Basically, I
I'm so
asked-
sorry. What's the question? What's the question?
So the question I asked them was, what is one thing that you have to do? It's not a big deal, but it just annoys you to do. And I said mine was when I get home, having to get my keys out of my bag.
Mine's just having to change my plans, like a detour. Like if I'm en route, like if I left here now and I'm going home and then someone calls me and I've got a detour off,
Oh yeah.
it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like simple stuff. Like I'll be going somewhere, man. My brother's like, "Come and get me." I'm like, "Bro, that wasn't my."
That wasn't in my
In my head, I was doing this,
Are
that.
you on the spectrum a bit or?
No, I just don't like. I just don't like. I believe, yeah. I believe so. If I change my plans, yeah, anything happened to me, yeah, it's all my fault. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
Yeah, I'm on, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Exactly that.
No, I should have done what I said I was gonna do, innit? Because this was my plan. If I deviate from that plan and anything happens,
The passion
It's all my
is
fault.
crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
because what if something happens to me? Coming for your foolishness.
But if something happens to you and you're just on your like
Then
on
that's
the way
on my-
anyway,
that's me, that's
But
my
either
choice.
way, it's you, innit?
No, but it's my choice. I can live
Nah,
with
but you
it.
know, I
Either
get
way.
it though. I get it because you know, like it's like for me, it's when someone says, "Oh, can you do this for me?" And while I was doing that for you, I've now lost something vital. Like I've lost my phone or I've lost my keys.
It's fine.
Had
God
I not
sees your
been
heart. It's
here-
fine. God will reward you in heaven. Don't
Nah,
worry.
man, reward me now and find myself. You get me? If I wasn't here, there's no reason why I would have broken my leg. If I'd gone home like I planned to, I would have fallen upstairs. I get you.
Yeah, so that's annoying.
Which was yours?
I don't know, man. I have to come back to you on that one. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of stuff annoy me.
Fair.
Right.
That's
Yeah, sorry, man.
that's
Like, a
just
lot of
fair.
stuff annoy me, man. So yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to you. I'm sure there's one will stand out eventually by the end of the show. One will
Wow.
Wanna
come
come
to
back?
me. Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
go full circle with that.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into our headlines.
All right, so our first headline. Victims of grooming gangs have been ignored because of political correctness, Rishi Sunak said as he set out plans for police task force. Specialist officers supported by the National Crime Agency will be sent to help forces with their investigations, the government said. And better ethnicity data will help ensure abusers do not evade justice due to cultural sensitivities. Labour said the proposals were far too inadequate. But under the new plans, more data on the makeup of grooming gangs, including ethnicity, would help ensure suspects cannot hide behind cultural sensitivities as a way to evade justice. On a visit to Rochdale, the Prime Minister was asked if the focus by the Home Secretary on British Asian men when discussing grooming gangs in parts of Northern England was appropriate. Mrs. Sunak said it wasn't right that cases of victims and whistleblowers had been often ignored by social workers, local politicians and the police in areas such as Rochdale, Rotherham and Telford because of cultural sensitivity and political correctness. Next headline. Do you guys know Nigel Lawson?
Yeah,
Nigella.
Nigel.
Was that Nigela's? Never
Dad.
mind. No.
Yeah,
that's
her
something
dad.
dumb.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me she changed.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's always been Nigella,
Yeah.
Yeah, Nigel. Yeah.
which is Nigel now.
No, it's her dad.
her
He's saying.
her dad. Yeah, her dad
That's
passed
a good
away.
dad, you know.
Oh, her dad passed.
Yeah.
It's Nigel. They called her daughter Nigella.
Powerful, innit?
That's creative.
But yeah, man, the former Conservative Chancellor, Nigel Lawson, has died at the age of 91. Holding several cabinet posts under Margaret Thatcher in the 1980s, he was seen as one of the most consequential of all post-war UK chancellors. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak called him an inspiration to me and many others. He's credited with creating powerful entrepreneurial forces in a decade, also remembered by many communities around the UK as a time of widening inequality and painful deindustrialization. Lord Lawson is survived by 6 kids, including Nigella Lawson, who's a food writer and celebrity cook, as you guys know.
6 kids.
Yeah.
They're busy.
And the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, he posted a picture of himself as a Chancellor with the caption, "One of the first things I did as Chancellor was hang a picture of Nigel Lawson above my desk." This is how influential this guy is, man. Would you guys put a picture of
No.
any... No?
I don't know.
In
who
your
I'm
house or
She
nothing?
said no straight away.
I'm gonna put a picture of myself up. Anyway, yeah. Like who? No one is that inspiring to me to have a picture of them up.
Not even Wendy?
Most certainly not Wendy.
Say Wendy.
Who's Wendy?
Wendy Williams.
Andy Williams.
Yeah.
That's her idol.
Yeah, Wendy Williams.
I do, but
That's her idol. That's
not
like
like
a-
that. Don't no.
Nah.
See, you guys get it wrong. Stop it. Don't embarrass me.
She's not your
She's
idol.
not my idol.
You said that on the
What is
show
she?
I
before.
said she's in
Her whole style and feel. She based her whole.
How?
This is what I'm saying.
She was like.
She said what? Go on.
No, you know, he didn't. Like, but she inspired you.
I said
To
she's
do what?
inspirational. Is it inspirational? Yeah, she's inspirational. Because like the whole like, you know, being in the media and all that kind of stuff, I respect her. I respect her hustle. She made history. She's one of the radio people that went, one of the women who was able to transition from radio to TV in America. She did that. She gossips a lot, but she did what she did.
A lot.
All right, relax. But no, I wouldn't have a picture of anybody.
Okay.
I don't have a picture of white or black Jesus. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Just a man in a photo shoot.
For real. With long hair.
Me?
Looking like a rock star.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
All right, so our last headline takes us to South Africa, where the leader of South Africa's largest opposition party was reappointed on Sunday as the head of the Democratic Alliance. Speaking after being reappointed, John Steenhuisen called for a united opposition and presented himself as the alternative for the country. This is no longer about politics. It's about the survival of democracy and the survival of South Africa. The truth is that South Africans no longer expect the DA to be an opposition party only, let alone just one party among many. South Africans now expect us to step up and be the leader of the alternative government in South Africa. This is what he was saying. So more than 2,000 delegates of the DA, the Democratic Alliance, gathered over the weekend at a Congress near Johannesburg. We have elected our leadership. We are ready to take out the corrupt ANC government and put a strong government of the DA that cares about the people. This was said by a DA delegate. South Africa holds general elections in 2024, so next year the ANC has been in power since 1994, but has been losing ground at the polls for the past decade. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, so today's topic of the day stemmed from yesterday's topic, right? Oh, yesterday's discussion, I should say. And it's called the Battle of the Expletives, right? So I'm going to need someone with a foul mouth here to say the words, because
The battle of the explicit.
I'm a clean Christian.
Why you put the camera on me?
That's a clean Christian.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so the three words in question, the F word, the C word, and the N word, right?
Okay.
So fuck nigga cunt.
Wow.
Okay.
Sound like, what's his name? John Terry.
Sounds like £2 in a jar.
All right, so obviously yesterday we were talking about the N word, right? And basically saying how we shouldn't use it on the show anymore, right?
No, this is
Well-
thing.
Oh, is
We
that
is
what it
French.
was? That what it was
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Okay.
No,
We shouldn't
wait,
use the
I'm
N word on the
clarifying.
show.
Yeah.
We
Because of-
is French. Mark said we shouldn't say on the show.
Oh, is
We
that what
didn't
you
say
said?
anything else.
These lot got in a hissy fit, yeah, over everything that happened yesterday, yeah. When
Let me give them context.
The P
So
thing.
KSI, yeah.
Okay.
The P word.
man, these lot didn't know what to do with themselves. They couldn't. They all of a sudden they lost all control of their
Started shuffling.
functionality and all language and didn't know what to do, flapping around.
Mags
And I was
wanted
just
to
saying,
use the slur, we
no,
didn't.
I was just saying, you lot really need to have this energy for the N word too. I want it gone now because this is crazy. I don't understand what we're doing here. That was my only point. That was my only point because I'm saying I'm not telling you not to offend anybody. We're reporting the news for context. Some people might not have saw it. Yeah, just say what he said, and they couldn't do it. It was like it was.
Did you?
No, do you know what
They was in a listen. They didn't know what to do. It was a moral dilemma. They was screwed, and I was just like, this is crazy. And I just want that vim for the N word.
This
That's
is why I
all.
wish I could see into the future, because this would have been a great time for Brent to play back the clip. Because you're talking, because they
I'm
went
glad
here.
you've seen it. I'm glad you've seen it.
It's ridiculous.
What clip?
What?
When I said if no one don't care. When I said if no one don't care,
Yeah,
I don't
but
care.
we weren't-
You're never gonna understand my logic here because I am kind of crazy. That's cool. My first point was if nobody cares, why the hell would I care? And the point I made yesterday is you lot showed me that you care. So now let's care about something that we should be caring about then. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give you further
If you
context.
think that's wrong, that's up to you, lot.
This is great. Let me tell you guys what really happened. So we did not. We did not get in a hissy fit. We weren't confused, or we chose not to. To be fair, I was reporting it, right? I chose not to use the word. I just said it's a P word. There was no need for me to use the word. We all knew what the word was. Well,
I
we knew-
didn't.
When I,
Mugs, allow it.
say that with a straight face.
I didn't. I wanted to know.
Allow
You
it.
put it in the news.
Look me in the eyes.
I didn't know what the word was because I haven't seen the clip before.
No, your cheekbones are moving. Say with a straight face.
So the cheekbones.
Yeah, so basically, that was what it was. So and then he was confused as to why I wasn't saying the word whilst reporting the news. But I didn't want to say the word. Then he was annoyed and he said, you know what, the whole, having energy for not wanting to say this word, we need to have the same energy with the N-word.
I get
but
that,
it's funny.
though.
I get it. Do you know why I get it? I get it, Rich. I get it if it was coming from someone else's mouth, not Marx's. I would tell you why.
I don't get it. Do you know why I don't get it?
Why?
Because if
Why?
she was a Pakistani
Saying
reporter,
it's different.
she could
Yeah,
physically
it's
say it,
different.
but she wouldn't
It
say
is
the
different.
N-word.
Yeah.
I
It
don't-
is
I don't
different.
get it.
I don't get it
No,
either.
but as in that, you can't have energy for one and not the other.
Yeah, but
False
we're
equivalency, sir.
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's a different conversation.
It's not. Say
Different
both.
conversation.
Say both or say
Let's
none.
get back into the boat.
Yeah, let's
Say
look at-
both or say none.
So months ago, when this show was, still fresh out of pack and stuff, we had a conversation about the N-word and saying the N-word, right? And my darling Marks over there said it was basically said it wasn't a big deal. And he is even given, let me finish.
Oh.
Your neck is moving.
That's not true. I said if nobody don't care, I said until everybody starts caring, I do not care. Do not judge me and try and hold me to standards that you're not keeping yourself, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm never gonna change that. I don't know what you think you could say that's gonna make me feel any different. I said that in no uncertain terms. If you do not care, don't look at me to care. I don't give a shit either, because nobody cares. The
But if
rappers
you
don't
care, why
care.
don't you do what you
I don't
care
care
about?
when people say it. I don't care when white people say it in songs. I don't care about nothing. Because nobody cares. The only reason why you got that response from me yesterday is because you showed me you do care about stuff. Yeah? For the Asian man's plight, you showed me you do care. Yeah? So give that energy to us. That's what I'm saying.
but black people
I'm
don't
not
see-
gonna change from that stance.
No, but the P word is a racial slur.
So is nigga.
Yeah,
But black
but-
people
yeah,
don't
but
see
it's-
the N-word as a
Could
racial
you?
slur.
Oh, yes, they do. So
No,
many
when-
do,
no,
and you
when-
don't care about the
when-
ones that you're offending.
when other races say it, it's a
Nope,
racial.
nope. I know black people that hate when black people say it.
Okay, fair
And
Yeah,
that's
I've
fair.
seen black people say that.
Yeah, and that's fair. And that's
And we're
fair.
not considering. No, we're not considering our. I think I'm being serious. I'm not just joking. I'm being
I
serious.
said, I
No, we're
think.
taking you seriously. We're taking you seriously.
Yeah, but I don't understand why Brent can't understand what I'm saying.
No, but I'll let Brent
No,
talk
please
first.
respond. Please respond.
No, I was gonna say something
Wait,
else.
Brent,
I was
roll
gonna say
back.
something else.
Brent's on me.
Brent's got time for you today.
You initially started by saying we were shook to say the word.
Forget what.
This is you just asked me a flipping question.
Right, go on. No,
This
you're
is
asking
what
about the
I
thing.
was
I'm saying, why don't
rebutting.
you?
This is what I was rebutting. The
Okay.
fact that it is that we chose not to say it.
Yeah, and
you
I get that, I get
wait,
that.
If it is that you can say nigger, why are you saying this? It's a false equivalency.
Yeah,
That's all I'm talking about.
that is. It is. It's a false equivalency.
It's not. You just said it bare times.
The N-word.
Yeah, but if we were all of Asian descent, they wouldn't say, and let's just say it was the reverse, they wouldn't say the N-word.
'Cause even
It's
white
just like
people-
being on a white person saying, oh yeah, so and so. They wouldn't say
They
it
would
either.
say the N-word. They would never say this
and they wouldn't. Yeah. Look, they wouldn't say nothing. Yeah. These words that are banned. Yeah. There's loads of them. Yeah. Nobody's supposed to say them. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what the thing is. Nobody's supposed to say them, yeah? All them other words, I could say bury them that you would want to lose your mind for, yeah? Nobody's supposed to say them, yeah? And nobody does. The N-word is in that batch of words, in that class, in that category, but use it freely. You get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know what kind of distinction you're trying to make between these words. You're not taking it seriously. It should be just as bad as all of them. This is the point I'm making. I don't want to be fighting a losing battle
But
when
you know what
everybody's
it is,
doing
though?
what they're doing, and I've got to be. I don't care. Then if no one don't care, I don't care. If the sick don't care, the doctor can't care, bro. That's how I live my life.
It's a good say.
You get what I'm saying? That's how I live my life.
I think, with the N-word, if a black person says it, it's different. For me, it's a different energy if a non-black person says it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know about the Pakistani community. I don't know if that's what they say. If they call themselves that, the way black people sometimes call themselves the N-word. But if they say it, for me, I'm not going to see them as using a racial slur against themselves. However, if me as a black person who's not part of that community says it, it's got a different
It's got a
tone
different
to it.
tone.
Do you get what I mean?
100%. I
So-
agree with that.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I think that's why both sides are pretty much right and making
Yeah.
sense. Because like you're saying, it's a false equivalency, right?
Can you please explain why it's a false equivalency in the initial argument that he was making and then go on to the other argument that we can have?
No one agrees. I'm reading the
basic-
chat. No one
no,
agrees with you that it's a
ba-
false
ba-
equivalence.
no, no,
So
They're
ba-
all not
basically-
understanding that what I'm saying is one thing, what you're saying is another thing.
I get that as well. I know
that's,
that.
that's, that's, no, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
I
basically
do.
what it
I
is.
do.
That's what I'm saying.
The point that you're
what it
arguing
is.
about what I done, what started it, is like the catalyst of it. Is that's I get what you're saying. It's
All right, so please let your brethren in the chat.
They all say, like,
How can they all my brethren?
All right.
They all my brethren. All of a sudden,
no.
all of a sudden they all my brethren. All of a sudden they all my brethren.
Man said, talk to your people, bruv.
All of a sudden they all my brethren.
You're on the killie cop, so you need to have a word with your flock.
This is. You know what it is. Rebecca agrees with you, Brent.
That's because she understands English.
Yeah, Rebecca's always been objective. She's not a killie.
Okay then, but you know what it is.
Struggling to find a non-killie, aren't you?
Nah, I think she just wants Brent.
No, both.
Like, you would not do that. You would not do that.
I'll be honest with you. I think she just wants him up, but that's fine.
Please, Maxi.
No, both points make sense
Yeah.
by themselves.
But they're just
yeah.
different points.
They're just different points.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, okay. Why don't we see the N-word, right? Like we used to see the N-word.
What do you mean?
So, like, for example, now, everyone has the whole thing about it being the term of endearment. It's N-I-G-G-A, not N-I-G-G-E. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference there.
ER is different.
That's ridiculous.
As a black person, if a black person uses the ER on another black person, that's racist.
but where did this come from? And are we kind of just making this up in our minds?
What, the ER, the hard ER thing?
Yeah.
The hard
that's-
ER
the hard
is
ER.
different.
That is stupid. I tweeted that one time, yeah? I was tweeting and I just deleted the word and I just tweeted something about whatever. But I spelled it with, I spelled it, I'm English, I spelled it how it's supposed to be spelled.
Instead of English, you know, you're so
Yeah,
annoying.
I know the language. I spelled it how it's supposed to be spelled. I don't know, it got, somehow American Twitter got hold of it.
Ooh, that's the worst.
Oh!
Cooked your ass.
They was moving like I was Uncle Ruckus. They was on me. I couldn't believe it.
Uncle Ruckus is bad, you know.
So you know what I done? Muted that tweet and went on to carried on with my shit. Muted it. Get what you saying? Just went on with my life. People don't bother me, man.
So what's so bad is that about that because you muted it, it probably does his circle.
I've got tweets now that are muted that are still doing the rounds. Like people are still trying to play me every day for it. It's like you're wasting your time, baby.
I don't care.
I don't even know.
So yeah, so are we making this up in our minds though?
I feel like the
So
ER.
you feel like there is a difference?
Yeah, I feel like the ER carries PTSD with it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the whole term of endearment thing, fair, like the whole, you know, we rebranded the word and we redefined the word, fair. But I think that there's something about the ER. It's got a lot of venom behind it.
But can you tell if I'm saying ER?
Yeah.
You
Because
can.
people that say ER they emphasize it. Like they never just say nigga, they never say quickly. Nigger. Like they let you know that they mean that, because there's something about even white people know. There's white people who will just say the A, but when they want you to really feel it in your bones, they will emphasize the ER.
Is that more so the meaning though?
Yeah, exactly. Because
So not
it carries more weight.
Okay, cool. So who do you feel changed this word to NIWGA?
Black people.
Black people.
American black
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Black people.
yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like it was a way to kind of justify using the language, or do you feel
What's
like
wrong
there's
now?
actual
What's
change?
happened?
This word because we reclaimed it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bullshit.
I'm glad there's different opinions.
That is not no term of endearment.
Okay, cool.
Do you
Wait,
get offended
I'm
when people
waiting for
use it,
another
Marks?
No,
Do you get
That was
offended when
him.
people use
It's
it?
just,
no.
just today, you know, it's foolishness nowadays.
I get offended when people when we're having conversations and people start talking shit. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, if people use, I don't. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't get offended with it. But when we're having conversations like this and we got to put things into context and we're comparing words and things, I do get offensive. You get I do get offended. And then the idea of we're reclaiming this word and this ours and this. Why do you want to? Are you not stupid or something? Like, I don't buy into that at all either. You know what I'm trying to
I'm
say?
so
And
interested
again,
though.
I'm not offended by using it. Well, I was using my brother. Talk to me. I say it all the time. But I mean, if we're sitting down having a conversation and using our thoughts, critical thinking of these things, sensibly, I understand there's no place for this word.
Do you know what I'm interested in though? I'm interested in knowing how the word even began to be reclaimed. Like, was it because they heard it so much being said to them and they just, like, I want to know the history of how it became reclaimed and how it became, I guess, slang.
I think it was so embedded in the language.
Yeah.
And white people just calling us niggas, right?
Yeah.
that we just called ourselves niggas. It's just part of the whole slavery.
Somehow it got into
Yeah.
music, and then it never came out,
left.
never left. Think if you look at Twitter, it's been there. All these other words you can't see on Twitter, or they'll ban them.
Yeah.
But the N words just.
Let me see if iPhone autocorrects when you do an A.
It shouldn't.
Steve Jobs should be shaking his brain.
But yeah, but people, I think people like freed black people were still using the word. You know what I'm saying? Well, some groups anyway, not all, right? Because I think when people were freed or whatever, some of them stopped using the word. They recognized, wait a minute, this is a hateful word. Why would we call ourselves, who are no longer slaves, niggas?
Which makes sense.
You know
You know
what's
what I'm
mad?
saying?
When you put it in here, there's no like, usually you have like a red line.
Yeah, no red
There's
line.
there's no red line. They let it slide.
It's crazy.
It's wild. Steve Jobs in them.
Steve, like, Steve.
So, all right, so let's circle it back, yeah. Because yesterday, obviously, as you were talking about how the N word is nothing compared to the F word, right? Or the F
Fuck.
word, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gonna
Yeah.
make sure me.
It's nothing compared to the N word, right?
Yeah.
Cool. There was a time when nobody said the F word. Not
Really?
publicly, innit? Because
Okay.
it's a offensive word. It's it's a word that kind of, I guess, wouldn't be used by a certain demographic, right? A certain group of people who were educated, people who
Okay.
cared about language, how they held themselves,
Okay.
right?
fair, yeah.
Why is it now we're using this word that people kind of shy away from before, and saying, you know what, the nigger the N word, pardon me, isn't as bad as the F word, or is worse rather?
I'm thinking maybe because society is more secular now. Because I would imagine that back then as well, there wasn't much swearing and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But
So-
maybe for good reason though.
Yeah, but I feel like that was more to do with like decency and what's decent to say and stuff. So society is more secular now, so anything is fine these days. But I don't. 'Cause I can't remember how we started talking about the equivalency of N word and F word.
When we're talking about the money jar, I think.
Oh yeah, because basically
Yeah.
we want to start an N word jar, right? Where anyone says the N word has to put £2 in there, and he's not trying to add in bloody and fuck and all these other swear words. And I was like,
Bloody?
sorry,
Not bloody.
bloody is a swear word though. It is, yeah. One time I said bloody hell in church, my mum nearly slapped me. I was like, bloody hell. She's like, why would you say that? She's like, that's a swear word. So bloody is a swear word.
Okay.
If your kid says a bloody at school, you're getting detention. You're getting detention. It's a swear word apparently. So
Bloody?
So I was saying, yeah.
I think isn't it on an
offensive.
alternative? Like it's one of them.
Now sugar is an alternative to shit, but bloody shit, all those words
Bloody.
are swear
Oh,
words.
wow.
But again, because it's so casual, you don't know that it's a swear word. So I was saying how us putting money to hold ourselves accountable for eradicating the N word. For me, I don't see that the same as a swear word. I don't see the N word as a swear word. I think it's a racial slur, but F word and C word, all these other things. Are
Yeah,
not,
but isn't C word the racial slur as well?
can't. It doesn't mean just pussy.
I thought it was a white pussy. Oh, am I
What
wrong?
is it? I don't know.
I
Let's
didn't
Google
know.
that.
I didn't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was a racial
thought it
slur
was
for white
just offensive.
people.
Yeah, I just thought the same.
I just thought it was, yeah.
just-
Let's see.
Okay, maybe I thought it was that.
Your Pornhub search
Yeah.
is different.
A white woman's genitals.
Okay, yeah.
No,
No,
no.
it's
Oh,
just
don't do
a
that.
woman's genital.
It's just
But
the
then
woman's
British-
genitals.
Yeah, that's it. 'cause
Oh,
it's just, yeah.
okay.
But then it's in the British language, it's just an unpleasant or stupid person. I didn't know, damn right. That ain't it. But yeah. So all these words, I feel like they're swear words, but I don't see the N word as a swear word.
But this is the thing though. People again, like decent people, yeah. So even like again, the decent African Americans, right,
Yeah.
may say nigger, right? May not use it all the time, but they'll say nigger. But the F word wouldn't fly out of their mouth.
That's me.
I find that funny. I find that very funny.
I might
Really?
say it occasionally, but I never swear. I don't say the
There you
S.
go.
I don't say the F. I don't say the C. I don't say any of
I
that.
say it all.
Really?
So proud of that. That's
No,
it.
because that you have to express yourself and how you feel whenever whatever
Yeah, but
you
it's
have
not
to.
in my language, so that
Yeah.
it wouldn't ever come out like that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
So where did that switch happen? Why is it all of a sudden now we don't care about decency?
But do
Or
you
has
know it's-
decency what we would consider decency changed now?
No, but it's because society is secular now. It's the same reason why, like, don't come for me. Don't come for me, girls. But the same way now, how like nudity and stuff is just casual. Like I look at stuff sometimes and I'm like, how did we get here? Where I'm actually seeing I'm seeing every single body part of an individual. Again, I feel because society has become less secular, so things are just people just don't care. I feel like back then there was like a moral high ground. Morals don't play a part in society. Like now it's individualized morals, but as a society, no one's really caring.
But the thing is, if you go to certain people though, certain people in a certain class, the way they carry themselves, they still hold on to these type of behaviors. Where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say it. But I don't want my children to say this as well. So why is it now?
They're the minority though.
Yeah, but it seems to be the thriving minority, the minority that seems to know how to navigate life. Why is it that certain things that change in society seem to be the average person? Yeah, if that makes sense.
I get what you mean,
The
but
average person is just going down.
But I think it's a class thing though, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be a class thing. Because I mean, you say that, but then they're not the most moral people in society.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like
they may not be when it comes to certain things, of course.
Other activities,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But when it comes to how they present themselves, that's how they'll be.
But why is that though?
Because it's a human thing though.
Yeah, but there's also something to be said about somebody who, for example, who doesn't use certain type of language, isn't it?
Language, yeah.
Hence, why you wouldn't, speak a particular way, maybe in the House of Parliament, at work, or in church, this, that, and the third. Why is it cool for us to just do it amongst our friends and this, that, and the third?
Because it's not. I feel like a lot of things have been classed as like slang, and it's like it's popular culture. It's a cool thing to do, and that's that. But I personally think only a certain part of society subscribes to that whole cool thing. Like you said, like the upper class don't care about being cool. They don't care about all of that stuff. But the people who are, even if you're middle class, who follow culture and whatever it is, they care about being cool. And I think slangs and stuff like that, it's all part of being cool.
Can I ask a question? Yeah, I'm not sure if this will back up Marg's point. Yeah, well, I'm not making a point yet, right? But we made a distinction between NIGGA and ER. Let me just say A and ER, right? Do we care about where the word came from?
Slavery, innit?
Yeah, but do we care that it came from a negative place?
Yeah, I care.
Some people don't.
Okay. So if it's a thing of us caring that it came from a negative place, why are we able to use it? So, like for example,
again, it's the argument you said earlier. People have reclaimed it and they've turned it into something positive for them.
But surely there's limits on what you can reclaim, right?
Nah.
Don't think so.
Claim whatever you want to claim.
I mean, in today's society, everything can. Everything can change, right?
Yeah.
And it can be something today that it wasn't yesterday.
Yeah.
We know this, right? Cool. But in reality, we know what something is.
Yeah.
So if we know where the A came from, like Marx is pretty much saying, like, why are we trying to reclaim something that we know is demonic? That's a reminder of slavery, that we were nothing but property.
I don't know. I feel like it comes down to each person's mentality.
Is it?
I don't
sorry,
think we're ever going to get to a point where it's like we're all going to agree. We can in small pockets. In your family, you can do that. On the show, we can do that. But we're never going to get to a point where every single black person across the world, because again, everyone will see it differently. Some people will be like, do you know what? It was used as this, but now it's a term of endearment for me, and they'll believe strongly in that. And some people will be like, do you know what? Where it came from, that's so negative for me. I can't even imagine saying that. So I just think it depends on what each person can stomach, what each person's bandwidth is, what each person's morals are, how slavery has affected each person. There are people who they know from their blood, every single person in their bloodline was a slave. There's people who slavery might never touched. So do you know what I mean? I feel like there's so many factors that will determine.
But did slavery do, lack of a better word, do such a good job on us, right? That we've actually tried to justify this stuff. Because the other day, remember that lady that we reported on? She was in Out Ere, right? When she was talking to the security guard.
You're black.
You're black, right?
Yeah.
Are we not black?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she just couldn't.
She might as well said the ER. She might as well said the ER.
She wanted to, but she wasn't as brave as she was. She wasn't brave enough to take that next step.
I may want to kill someone. You can't put me in prison for life, for murder. You can't.
That's great, but if you're stalking them, if you're looking at them, like I'm gonna kill you, they can get you for that.
But even though I'm not doing it,
but you're threatening them
to kill. But that's different. But if what she was saying, she never said. What she said was it's the way she's saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have context, you look at what she's doing. She wasn't empowering him or trying to act like that was a good thing. and even though she was only using the word black, because she never used no slur or nothing, she's
She's insulting me a bit.
she's trying to use it as an insult. She's suggesting that being black's not a good thing. Of
course.
Yeah.
Like, and you can see it in the way she was moving, innit? So that's why, even though she didn't say a bad word, she was saying, "Oh yeah, you're just black, you're black." But the way she was saying it was like, "Oh, this black must not be a good thing." Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
You can tell she was using
Right, all right. So like you're saying, right? She I guess there was some intent around what she was saying with the word, right? But nigger just means black, or at least that's where it came from. So when the first people, I guess the Portuguese, the Spanish were saying nigger or negro, right? And that then morphed into nigger, right? Essentially, they were just saying black, right?
Yeah.
But I guess there was some meaning behind it, or at least it was more so like, we're gonna enslave these black people, right? Because then obviously we became property and this, that, and the third, right? But what I'm trying to get at is it still meant black, right? And people kept using it as black. Today we call ourselves black, and now we're saying there's a difference between saying black and black.
But you know what it is?
Right?
It's the intention behind it, because there's black people that can call me the N word, and I will know that that's coming from a place of hate, and you might get slapped for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's about the intention behind it. There's people that say it like how they would say bro and sis and whatever, and you can tell from the tone. I think tone is what makes it what it is. So even though the white people, the slave masters, were saying technically they're saying black, but the tone, the intention behind saying it was to degrade people.
I'll give you 2 points then. If a white person was in here and just said, my nigga Esther, or whatever it may be, would you have a problem with it?
Yes, because I feel like as a white person, because I would never understand why white people really fight hard to be able to say the word. For me, as a white person, knowing that this word came from your people terrorizing and degrading black people, you should not want to say it, whether it's a friendly way, whether you're given all the permission in the world, however way, if it becomes the latest slang, because you know the history of how this word came about, you should never want to say it.
We should never want to say it either.
I don't believe that, because I think you've been giving them the wrong impression. You're confusing them. Some people love the culture. Some of their favorite music that they listen to every day is on there. It's bombarded into this word. This word's bombarded in them. Then they watch TV. All their favorite people, their favorite presenters, their podcasters. They watch them. They see people say it. Everybody say it. They see two people that they love call it to each other as terms and endearments, and then they're confused. And then they're confused because then they're saying, there ain't nothing wrong with this word. This word's straight. You know what I'm trying to say? You're confusing them.
Wait, first of all, sorry, I'm so sorry, Maxi. There is not a damn thing confusing about being non-black and not saying the N-word, unless you've got peanuts in between your ears.
I've seen people, because I've seen people with music. I've seen people in their concerts say, "Don't mess up my words, sing my lyrics." I've watched big superstars say that.
Have they said it to you?
They said it to the whole place, 20,000 people. Gave them permission
for me,
to let it fly.
Listen,
so I don't know. It's confusing. It's not me.
What's confusing about that? How can we go grown-ass human being and be confused? What's confusing about that?
Because you're acting like the word's cold. You're acting like the word's dope.
And?
So then now everybody thinks it's good.
Nah, man, that's dead. That confusing.
No. You should not be confusing people. You should not use it. Users should have the same.
Because
if you got disdain for the word, and everybody's got disdain for the word, and then there's white people that want to use it, I understand where you're coming from. Because this word's been shunned. We all shun this word. No one likes this word. Why the hell do you want to use this word? What are you doing? With the way we act, glorifying it. Everybody loves black culture. Everything's so great. You are confusing people. And this is why nobody should use the word.
I don't subscribe to the confusing thing. If I met somebody, say I met you, everyone called you, you introduce yourself to me as, say, Peter. This is your name. You introduce yourself to me as Peter. Everywhere I go with you, or everywhere I see you, everyone calls you Mugs. And so that whole confusion thing, so because I hear everyone else calling you Mugs, and I'm the only person that I know calling you Peter, I should be confused as to the fact that your name is Peter. I'm not close enough to you to call you Mugs. There's nothing confusing about that. If you're a white person and everyone around you is saying the N-word because they're flipping black, there's not a damn thing confusing about why you can't say the word. Knowing where the word comes from is, you should not even want to say it. For me, the wildest thing in society is white people.
Of course that's confusing. If I told someone, if I told someone my name's Andre, and he's not around my circle of friends, and I'm bringing him around with me, and everywhere he goes, he just hears people calling me Marks, but he don't know that, But then I'm telling him, Andre, there is confusion, because now he's gonna want to know is why.
How did you
Can't
introduce
I?
yourself to me?
It doesn't matter.
How-
This is terms and
It
endearments. People
does.
love this. This is your whole
If you're
thing's
confused,
Marks.
you're a big
What's
fool.
going on here? Why can't I call you Marks?
You're a big
No,
fool.
How can I not be
you know what?
confusing?
Yeah, but
How can you be confused? You're a human being. You got a brain.
I'm confused in the facts. I would like to know how come you told me Andre and I could only refer
Because
to you
I don't
Andre,
know
but
you like that.
everybody else can refer
I
to you
don't
as
know you
Marks.
like that.
Yeah, but the fact
I don't know you like that to call
you
you
need
Marks.
That
permission.
still brings confusion. You can't say don't bring
The fact that you need
confusion, bro.
permission says a lot, though.
Sorry.
What you say?
I said the fact that you need permission says a lot.
I don't know, but I'm saying that I don't see why you could be why you can't understand why it could cause confusion.
I don't think it can cause confusion.
I would want to understand why. If I just met you and you told me something about you, and then you took me around and everybody else is calling you something different, yeah, I'm gonna question what's going on here. Why can't I will question that, and that's causing confusion.
Sorry,
Unless
there's common sense, there's intelligence
Like-
that tells you that there's a reason why you can't use the same way we know we can't use the P word. And
I
if
don't know that.
The thing is, if they
I
want to
don't-
use
I don't
it,
know
that
that.
is on them if they want to
That's
use
fine.
it. Me,
I'll use
I
any
will
word.
never, I will
don't
never
know
use
that. I don't
that
feel
word.
the way you lot feel about these words because they're not taken seriously. So all the words that are banned, yeah, I don't care about none of them because no one don't care about the N word. So I don't feel that how you lot feel. The sentiments that you lot have towards these words and offending people, I don't have them. I don't care about
Do you know
them.
what? That's fair, yeah. But for me, I'm struggling to understand how if everyone can call you something, everyone can say something, you can't say it. So because you're seeing everyone else say it, you're confused as to, and that makes you want to then say. That makes zero sense to me. You've got, like Mike said, you got wisdom, you got intelligence, you got brain cells, you got common sense. You cannot say that. There's people I can introduce you to my circle of friends. My circle of friends call me Est. I introduce myself to you as Esther. You will address me as Esther. You can't be confused as to how to address me now. For me, as a white person, fighting the right to say the N-word is the most food. I don't care how much black content you take in. I don't care if your wife is black. I don't care if your kids are mixed. I don't care if you're adopted by a black family and that's all you've ever known. Knowing where this word comes from, I'm not saying that black people should be saying. I'm not fighting the rights for black to say it.
You're doing all this
The thing
stuff in mixed company
wait for it,
and then wonder why.
Let me finish. I'm not fighting the rights of black people to say it. I feel like the word should be gone anyway. Yes, I do say it here and there, but I do believe the word should be gone anyway. But my saying, it's a bigger deal for me. My head will turn quicker if I see a white person saying it than it would a black person saying it. If I see a Latino person saying it, my head's going to turn faster than I would a black person saying it.
How? You let Fat Joe say it? Your head didn't turn once.
I just found out Joe was black. Was not black, sorry.
I'm playing.
Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean? So if I'm
The way
for
things
me,
just fly
yeah.
to your mouth.
What?
The way things just fly to your mouth.
So dumb. Like for me, as a white person, knowing where this word comes from, do you know there's white people who have only been around black people all their lives, and they will never say the word. I feel like you're fighting the wrong fight. I don't care how much black content and this whole thing about black culture being popular and people loving black culture. That does not give you the right to do certain things.
What's them white twins called in America? What you need to watch that documentary on YouTube. I'm gonna say it's so
twins?
funny. The two white youths that live in America.
Are they brothers?
Yeah, they're like brothers or twins.
Hello, good
And they're in the
morning.
streets.
The
They called the something. Someone in the chat will know. What I'm talking about.
and they what's it called? They do music.
They do music. One they've got the baby mother.
And
They've got the
then
black youth.
super skinny.
No, they're not super skinny.
No, I think I'm on about the other guy. Oh, I'm talking about the Island Boys.
Okay, now boys. Oh, these youths are killing me. These youths think they're
Yeah,
black.
thingy.
Huh?
Lie. Good morning.
Morning.
Can't hear you. Sorry.
Oh, we can't hear you. All right, what's this, yeah? Because just to play devil's advocate a bit, yeah. Like you said, where the word comes from.
Yeah.
If we go further back though,
Yeah.
the word just came from black, because negro just means black in that part of the world.
Yeah.
So if we had gone to the 1600s, 1500s, whatever, 1400s, whatever it may be, right? You would have seen some white people just saying nigger, for example, just as a term to describe, right?
Hello, good morning. Sorry,
I'll
man.
come back. That's all right. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello, what's your name?
So I was going to make Rochelle.
Nice to meet
Morning,
you.
Rochelle.
What's your thoughts?
Hello. Just a quick point about finding it hard not to say the N-word. I feel like we make it complicated. It's really not that complicated. We've all been in the car with our parents when we were young. A song comes on. There's certain words you can't say. You just know not to say it. We've all been in a professional environment. There's certain words we can't say. We don't. It's not that hard. We do it every single day, and I think we kind of give non-black people a bit too much leeway and be like, oh, it must be really hard for them not to say it. It's not. It's literal common sense. If you find it hard not to say that word, then you might not be all there. It's not that complicated. In my opinion, it's just so easy.
So
It's not confused. It's not like it's hard to say it. The sentiment's not there. They're not feeling. It's not got the same vim. They don't understand because users don't have no vim towards the word. They don't understand why they should have vim towards the word, especially if they ain't got
You
no
should,
hate in
because
their
I
heart and they're
get
not calling
that.
people niggers like racism. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Users are causing
I get
confusion.
that.
It's not about. It's not about that. It's about saying, what are you doing? Hold yourself up, look in the mirror and hold yourself up to the standard that you want these people to think at. That's what you got to do. We got to cut the word out. I don't get the nonsense that you are talking about. I should be able to say, I can put it in my songs, I can say it everywhere, but anybody else is the worstest thing in the world. Shut up and stop the foolishness, please.
Rochelle,
The thing is, I agree. I get it.
Yeah, by the way, very Rochelle. This is how he talks.
No. I get it in that sense. Like, I understand, like, as a whole, yeah, cool. No one should use the word. But it's also the same as, right, if you're talking to your friend and, like, they get offended by a certain word, they're triggered by a certain word because something, it doesn't mean nothing to you. You're like, that's not that big of a deal. But to them, they're like, I really don't like that. Don't do that no more. You're not going to be like, but why? It's like, okay, cool. If that offends you, it's not really a big deal to me, but cool, I won't say it. It's just a courtesy.
I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't do that. If I didn't agree with them, if I thought it was stupidness, I'll keep saying the word, whether they're my brethren or not. No, it's Rich, he knows me.
No, but anyone who is your friend just knows what they subscribe to anyway.
Well, that's cool then, but I'm saying if I don't, they can tell me, you think I'm pandering to any idiots? Oh, don't say that word to me, it offends me. Because if I think what you're telling me is foolishness, I'm just going to say, shut up, man. Just don't have conversations with me then, because I'll say anything I want.
You're so annoying. So annoying. But yeah, thank you,
that's
Michelle.
you. But I think you're specific. But other people, I think it's kind of easy.
Yeah, Mark ain't normal.
He's
so.
different. Unicorn. Very different. But thank
Anyways,
you.
thanks, guys. I love you too. Bye.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like an American thing?
What N-word?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely cultural appropriating in this country, by the way.
So we're fighting for like this is what I'm trying to say. That whole thing, the culture, the reclaiming it and everything, and the whole 400 years and the slavery and everything that they've gone through and having to be displaced from a land and go and recreate a culture, recreate a thing and all that stuff. Yeah, and if that's their story and that's what they done, yeah, then all right, cool. And if the N-word came up and all that, fair enough. How did it get over? What are we doing over it? What are you doing?
We're copycats, that's why.
So why do you think that is? Because of TV,
Yeah.
music,
Social
same
media,
ones,
yeah,
social media.
music.
What the same ones that white people and other people put on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it influenced us. So you don't think it can influence anybody else?
No, but there's.
shouldn't.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Marx is
Okay.
different.
Okay.
Though. It's
Okay.
different.
I think it's different.
Okay. The thing is though, yeah, like, let me ask this question, yeah. Would you guys, except Mars, obviously, yeah. Would you have a problem with white people saying nigger to their white friends?
Yes.
Why?
All in black?
No, yeah, but
Because
they don't mean it in a bad way.
I don't care how you mean it.
Okay,
I just feel like the word should not be anywhere near your vocabulary.
America's too free like that, man.
Does nigger mean black anymore?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
One second. Let me
But
just
for the
quickly.
most part-
One
Yeah,
second. So
but
a
I
white
don't
man
think-
calling another white man saying, "Yo, my nigga," that could offend you, yeah.
Yes, that would piss me off.
So the word's just bad. It doesn't matter how this being used or anything. It's just bad, right?
It should never roll out your tongue if you're non-black.
No. See what you're doing there.
No, that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm making it very clear.
Yeah.
There's no confusion here.
Okay.
I'm very clear about my stance. There's certain things that I feel like if you're non-black, that word I don't even want it in your thoughts. I don't know what's going on in your thoughts.
No,
don't even think it.
I
That's
agree
how I
to
am.
an extent. The only time I'd give a bly is in music, because you've made the music for everyone. The music is for everyone.
If it's a white artist and they say the N-word in the music.
No, I'm saying I'm saying a white person repeating a black person's lyric.
Yeah, see, I don't even believe in that. When
I-
I'm at
no,
J. Cole's
for me-
concert,
for me-
I'm looking at like,
So looking rad.
Because I won't even lie to you. It's probably
Yeah,
white people that have probably even made you successful. We don't buy like that.
That's fantastic.
No, but it's
Don't
true
say
though.
you can
I'm
edit out
sorry.
these words. Because I've been to rap concerts with my non-black friends.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say the word, not because they feel like they're gonna offend me. The word is like Rochelle was saying.
Do you
it's
think
not
they
a
don't say
hard
it in
word to
front of
listen
you?
to.
They know the lyrics
They don't
off
say
by
in
heart.
front of you. They
never-
say that
They
whenever
never
I
moved
heard
their
them say
lips,
it.
yeah,
That's
but
fair.
they never
Not
skipped the
seen
beat.
it. No, but
They
you know
said
what?
the word. You know they said that word, right?
That's fair. That's
You
good
know
for them.
they know the lyrics
As long
off by
as I'm
heart
saying
and they
it,
said
because
it.
you know, there's songs I listen to that have inappropriate words I do not repeat.
What
Like
song you
what?
listening to with
Like
inappropriate
what?
words?
Don't
Like
say-
what?
Are you right?
Hello, good morning.
That
Hello,
one.
good morning.
I couldn't even find an equivalent. I'm thinking, what song is she listening to?
Sorry, people. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
What's
can
your
hear you.
name?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Mark's, innit?
What's your
'Cause,
name,
like,
sorry,
bro,
before you say that you're Killy?
my name's Badu, innit? Badou.
Thank you.
Bad dude. Big up. Come on,
What are your
Gilly.
thoughts?
Yeah, bro, like, I didn't grow up in England, innit? So, like, I grew up around, like, bare cultured, like, Asians, white people, innit? Like, and they always said the word, innit? But, like, I never took it as, like, oh, they're trying to be racist to man, or they're trying to, bro, because, like, they're more cultured than me. Like, they've grew up in Africa. They've been, like, born and raised in Africa, innit? So I know culture, innit? So I never took it as that. But like, I feel like people should just stop like trying to police the word in it, because people are gonna say what they're gonna say, whether they say it in public or whether they say it in private. Like, people should just stop giving themselves headache.
So,
like,
who grew up in Africa? The Asians and
Me.
the whites?
Yeah, they grew up with me. Like, I know bare Africans.
Where are you
and,
from?
Like, I'm Gambian.
All right, okay. So the Asians and the whites in Gambia, alongside the blacks, use the word freely.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
Americanization.
It's crazy.
and it's minor.
Yes, and in
Man.
saying that, I watched a documentary of a Chinese community in the States. I can't remember which state it was in. And they were using nigger amongst themselves as just brother.
Yeah.
You understand? It shocked me, but I guess that's how it's been like broken down.
It's like, yeah, they're gone. It's like what you're saying. I've seen pure examples of white youths together in white youths, and they're referring to themselves as.
But why do they want to use why do they want to
Yeah,
use the
why?
word so bad though?
Why?
No,
Why?
that's my
It's
thing.
not so. It's because
It's a mental.
Why do we want to use the word so
I don't
bad?
understand why you're. I honestly don't understand why you're confused.
Oh, sorry, Badu.
Sorry, Badu.
If
Go
they're
on.
using it within themselves, yeah, it's like they're not obviously gonna be using it as like a term of like trying to hurt each other, bro. Like, it's a term of endearment. That's what they've seen it as, because that's what we use it as. So if we want to stop using it, bro, we have to fucking stop using it as well.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
That's the point. I don't know why you guys are giving yourselves headache over this shit. I'll be wrong.
We're having two different arguments here. So I think that's why it is that like people are like jumping on one and deciding to ignore the other. But thank you very much, Badu.
Thanks, Badu. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Badu. Yeah, so to Badu's point and Marg's point, yeah, has the word now, are we just going through a transition period where it's like the word is losing the negative connotation and it's now just a word for friend? And should we just accept it as that?
No,
No?
I think why
Should
I
not
think
use it.
people of
Okay.
people of other races will use the word if we allow them to use the word. My white friends know they can't use the word around me, but if your white friend use it, you'll be cool with it. They'll do what we allow them to do, and that's just it. Like they know they can't use it as a term of endearment for me.
For you, yeah.
For me, that's what I'm saying. So each individual, you guys have got your boundaries or whatever. If it's not a boundary for you, then you're cool. But
No, because I don't know
but the
people that
same
have
white
that
person
just want to
says
say
it
the
around-
words. But I know white people. If I saw someone singing a 50 Cent lyric and singing it word for word, yeah, I would not offended when they say the nigger part.
I wouldn't.
And that's what I mean. It's not to do with a friend. I'm saying I don't care.
I wouldn't in music, but you see, in general, on a normal day to day, you can't chat to me and say that.
Yeah, but no one wants to do that.
What do you
Question,
mean? White
question.
people do want to do it all the time.
What white
Question
people?
marks. Question marks.
Go on.
Let's just say we agreed to not use it as black people.
Yeah.
If you hear a white person using the word nigger, you don't know the person. What do you do in response?
Dress them down.
Why?
Because it's not. Why are you saying that for? What? In what context did you use it for?
Because the context matters.
You police it. No, but you police it though. It doesn't matter what context. If everybody's not using it, we're banning it. No one can't say that word. You got to police. Now you police the word, innit?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's happy, whether you're saying it as a friend or whatever. You police it. You shut it all down.
All right. So
You know what I'm saying? People can get
I
boxed for saying that word.
Outside of your friendship circle, because you said that you would allow your white friends to say it to you, yeah?
No,
No, that's what you said. That's what you said.
I'm saying I don't care about it.
All
So
right.
when you say would I say yes, I'm not saying I don't. I can't think of any scenario in life where white people, as friends, are just calling me nigger. I can see. I've seen
you
white
said
people.
that your brethren calls you nigger.
No,
What the hell are you talking about? You did.
no. I
Chinese
said
friends.
no.
No, he said his white friend.
No,
and
I
you
said
mentioned his name.
No,
You
I
said
said
his name too.
I said I've seen him. I've seen him. You refer to the man them as his niggas, and I've seen him use the word boom boom. It's not something that he uses every day. You don't want to.
Not every day.
He's not out here to use
at
the word
time
like that.
We asked you. You mentioned the person's name.
Yeah, because I can think of a certain situation. There was serious things going on. Something happened. I think someone got touched. There was crazy stuff going on in the hood. We was outside. Where I'm boots on the ground. And these man flew over this way and disrespected
No, that's
man.
fine, that's fine.
And we was like, we
I don't
gonna
care
kill
about-
these
I don't
niggas.
even care about this.
You get me? That's what happened.
I don't even
No,
care.
hold-
That was
yeah.
context.
I-
We gonna kill these
Let's
niggas.
not deflect.
Ask
And
the
he was
question.
right.
Ask the
Because we
question.
was.
Ask the
Let's not
question. Ask the
deflect.
question. Ask the question, please.
Let's not deflect.
I'm so glad.
Can we cut that?
I only said what I said because you said you didn't say that, and you did.
Yeah, but when I say things in blase, you know how I get. So when you're telling me, if I don't want to push back on him. You're telling me, oh, can your white friend call you nigga? I was just, whatever, yes, all right,
All
fine.
Cool. So in your circle, if
Yeah.
it is that you allow it or permit it,
Yeah.
it's fine. But
Yeah.
outside of that, you see it as nobody is supposed to be using that as a white man, right?
Well, what about Asian people?
listen to the question I asked you
Well,
before.
I don't understand what you're getting
I
at.
asked you if a white man says it. He's not your brethren.
You said if-
you dress him down.
You said if we police the word and nobody was using it. That's what you said before you asked me that. You never just asked me if I go outside now and a white man's using
Let's
it.
take no.
You said if we're policing the word.
Let's take it no.
Okay,
Let's
go
take
on.
it as no.
Go
Right?
on.
We're not policing the word.
Okay.
We're using it as they're using it.
Yeah.
If he's outside of your circle of friendship
Yeah.
and he uses the word, what do you do?
In what way?
Why does it matter?
So
Because it
if
matters.
if he's not your
But
friend,
you said you don't care about the word.
What do you say?
You said you don't care about the word. So why
Exactly.
would it matter what context?
Because if he was being aggressive or abusive towards somebody, then it matters. Or offensive, innit?
But the word doesn't matter to you. So why does it matter? Why does the context matter?
If he was being racist, if it's a white man calling someone a dirty little nigger and being rude, why wouldn't it not matter? If it was
But
a
it
use,
can
I
be
didn't.
any word.
If
But the
there was
nigger word should be any word to you if you
there
don't
was-
care about
if
it.
there was,
regardless.
I don't understand what you're saying. If there was a if I was walking past somewhere and there was a group of, I don't know whether they're white people, mixed people, whatever, and they were saying whatever they're saying, and I heard the word fly, I'll probably go about my business. If I heard them abusing somebody or trying to threaten, attack, offend someone using that word, I'm addressing it.
my issues, my point was, if you are seeing it as a term that is offensive outside of your friendship circle, in your friendship circle,
It should be
you
offensive too.
also know, wait, you white man, it's only because you're my brethren that you're using this, but the person who doesn't know me, wait, I'm seeing this as offensive.
Yeah, but I don't know what's got lost because when you're saying like using it, you're acting like it's in man's vocabulary. It's a word that can come up. If I saw like I'm saying, it's not. I don't have no experiences of white people just throwing the N word around. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't have those experiences growing up. I don't know that people that just want to use that word. But the word's fine. If he was rapping a song and he said it or whatever, it's not a big deal, innit? I paint it out like I've got some white British that says nigger every day.
If you
And I
met
don't know nobody that like that.
If
You know what I'm trying to say?
if you met someone in the shop and he's like, oh, Ram, like maybe he knows your music or whatever, it's like, Mark, my nigga, you like I rate your music or whatever, and he said that, would you mind?
I don't want to bother you, but he's a fanboy. He's just misguided. He's lost. I just
Why is he lost? Because he's using the word.
Yeah, I could tell what he said. If I could see him, if I see a little white you walked in, he
No,
saw
it's
me,
not a little white
and he
you.
lost
Let's
his
just say
mind.
he's your
He
age.
takes in all the
Okay,
black
fine.
podcasts,
Little
all that
white you.
content. He takes all of that in.
Okay,
Father, love
fine.
the
And he
culture.
saw me,
Why does he
and he lost his mind. Yeah, I'm his idol. I'm the biggest thing he ever saw. And he looked at me, and he lost his mind, and he got out of himself for a second. He's like, "Oh my God, you're my favorite. I love you. You're my nigga." Whatever, kid, go about your business. I'll go. I won't even.
But why is it out of his mind though?
Because he's
not,
gone out.
because
He's lost his mind.
No, Why
If he
does
was
he
saying,
have to
if he was
lose his
saying it to me in a
mind?
derogatory term,
No.
he'll get punched in his face.
So you're
No, wait a
giving
minute,
him
wait a minute.
leeway because he's your friend.
I'll give. It's not a friend. I don't know the person. He said it was a stranger. I'm not taking nothing on board. I'm not taking Harry's headache for other people's shit.
No,
I don't
but he
care
hasn't-
about
he hasn't-
nothing
he hasn't
because
said-
nobody else cares. So I don't care.
That's great.
And
He
I'm not
hasn't-
gonna start caring until everybody cares. That's me.
That's lovely.
That's me.
That's fantastic. He has not said it in a derogatory manner. He was a fan, right? It's just someone who admires what you do. Earlier, you said that people is confusing for them because they're taking black content. All their favorite podcasters are black.
So that's why I
All their
understand.
favorite
So
musicians-
I understand why he's confused.
Wait, no,
So
no,
I understand
wait.
why the kid's confused.
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna scorn him for it.
That's fantastic. Wait a minute. When he comes to you and he says that, why is he... Stop tuning the mic like that. Stress me out. Why is he a lost person if everything he takes in is black? Why do you see him as someone
That's
who's
his-
lost?
that's his
and
co-
not just
that's his
somebody...
culture now,
It's
innit?
his culture now.
Yeah, it's because
not
he's just
He's not
confused.
lost.
He's not lost. No, he's
By
not.
your definition, he's not lost.
By
Okay,
your
so-
definition, he's not lost.
Okay, so what? What's that point mean?
It means you're
I don't understand what you mean.
You're picking and choosing. That's
Yeah.
what it
I
is.
do pick and choose. I pick and choose. Of course I pick and choose. I've said from the whole beginning I pick and choose. I've also said I don't give a shit. And I've also said I'm not going to care until you lot care. When we all care and we all police the word, then there's no picking and choosing. Then there's no parameter. Then you can't use it as friend. You can't use it as foe. You can't use it as black. You can't use it as white or brown. Not a term endearment. Not greeting me.
But
not
when
trying
we
to
pick
offend
and
me.
choose, you said
not
it was
nothing.
stupid,
no,
though.
until,
Exactly.
But when
until
we picked and choose, you said it was stupid
you
because
pick and
we
choose
said,
what you want to care about.
yes,
you said that was
100%.
foolishness.
We said
Until
that black
yous
people
lot-
can use it, but white people can't. You said you
Until
don't
yous
care,
lot-
so why do you
until-
care if it's
until-
whether it's derogatory or not?
Until the word, yeah, is we reclaim it back again and control it, yeah, and ban it, yeah. Let's reclaim it back again,
Let's move
yeah,
on. So,
and ban it.
let's move on,
Until
let's
you
move
don't do
on.
that, I'm not gonna give a shit.
Let's move
So you
on.
can't pick out my fools to be able to do it. I'll be a hypocrite all the time. I
No,
will
you-
be. I'll let white people, Indian, I'll care, I'll
let's
go
move
crazy.
on.
I don't give a shit.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Because you don't. I think this is pointless. I don't understand why you are fighting for this word.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Someone said Dappy.
I didn't give a shit when Dappy said I was in the video. What the fuck he's not talking about?
So in school, we learn. Everybody learns about the whole history of the word, right, Emmanuel?
Yep.
So they're getting that indoctrination from day one, right? So when it is you're saying, how are they supposed to know? We're confusing them, brother. I can't get that.
You don't need to get
doesn't
it.
wash with me.
You don't need to get it. It's
You
my
understand?
opinion.
And I understand how Badu's calling in and saying where he's from, this is commonplace. I also understand by watching the documentary where they are based. It's normally in impoverished areas, right? Where everybody's doesn't care about this other than let me try and make money for survival, right? I could understand how that can basically push through. But in certain states, so in certain areas in certain states, that can't fly because there's more emphasis attached to that who uses the particular word. So the same way different states have different policies regarding gun laws and this, that, and next, I could understand how we, in this country, we were born in a particular community, raised up in a particular community, we set our rules for that particular community. But that doesn't mean the same for the entire nation, especially when you go to states. You have so many communities all grouped together, divided by class, race, all sorts of different stuff. I could understand how some people could be isolated completely from everybody else. And whatever we say in this particular community runs, I could understand that. That's why it is madness of the Chinese people calling other Chinese people nigger, and it's fine.
Have you gone to the Bronx? Have you gone to the Bronx and seen how that word flies?
Crazy out there.
It's not about color. Nigga's not. It's everybody.
I still feel in the Bronx, anybody who's in that circle of friendship is permitted to use it by the black people. Whether crazy that is.
There's a permission.
Yes.
There's a permission. 100%.
I think if you make music to billions of people, you got billions of streams, and you're influencing billions of streams, and you're writing songs, and they're buying albums, and they're spending their money and traveling around the world and whatnot, and you're putting the N-word in every single song you got. Every single song you got, it's in there at least 10 times, yeah? That's permission by proxy.
Yeah,
Like,
the music
you know what I'm
one,
trying to say?
I
That's
can't really
bro.
say too much about the music
These
one,
people,
I can't lie. But that's when the
hard-earned
music
cash.
is
I'll give you my
playing.
albums, I'll buy your merch, I'll buy your thing, I've learnt your thing. All of a sudden, this is what you've been bombarding me with.
That's when the
and then
music
now
playing.
you
When
want
the
to
music
crucify
stops,
me.
that word stops.
Do you think that's permission by proxy?
Secretly.
When people use bitch to refer to their missus or their girls or their brethrens, do you think it's cool now for white people to refer to your girls and your mother and your father as bitches?
Niggas is bitch. The women, I think back all man,
You
them
know what I'm
niggas and
saying?
women
Do
is
you think
bitches.
that's also given permission.
Yeah, I don't care about that. What bitches? Is it bitches? Women
Is
is.
it all boiled down to you not caring?
Huh?
Is it all boiled down to you not caring?
I don't
Because
understand.
when you say you don't care, but then I ask you a question, if it is some white person says it who isn't in your circle of friends, you said that you dress them down. You do care.
No, you set up that question and you said, yeah, if we ban this word, if everybody's banned the word and you heard someone else say it, that's what you said to me. You didn't say just normally, yeah? So don't do that, yeah? And then now, I don't know what you're talking about bitches. I say bitches all the time.
Let me give
Would
you
I
an
get
example
upset
of
if someone
bitches.
called my mum a bitch? I don't understand what you're saying.
Someone called your mother
no,
bitch?
what he's saying,
Someone said
I'm
you're
asking-
chewing like a
what
bad
he's saying
bee.
is that you said about some things that permission by proxy, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying if you refer to your girlfriend, for example, or your girl as bitch, whatever, if your boy comes around and calls her the same bitch, are you gonna care?
Is it by proxy because you've been using it all the time?
Yeah, if I throw bitch around in public and that's how I talk to her, yeah, and
You
then
would allow
then
your-
she done something, yeah, and man, we was talking about it, man said, this bitch be tripping. Why would I go
No,
crazy?
she doesn't have to do
No,
nothing.
no, she don't have to do nothing.
So what, you just gonna call her a bitch for no reason?
Yes,
It's gotta be in
because you
context.
call her a
Language.
bitch for no
hey, girl,
reason.
like, hey, you know how it's like, hey girl, like, hey bitch.
Why are
you
you
right?
saying
Bitch,
Yeah.
please. So if your boy was just like using it so casually with her, she doesn't have to do anything wrong. Just calls a bitch. Just let the word out.
Yeah.
You're fine with that.
What? And that's the parameters and the standard that I set. Yeah.
So your boys have permission by proxy because of how you treat your girl.
If it's fine for me, I don't understand what the problem is.
Jesus.
That's
All right, cool.
crazy,
Good morning,
Mark.
Christy.
Hello. Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, Christy here. Morning. Hi. I kind of feel like we're centering. Someone said in the comments we're really centering Mugs in this conversation, and we need to understand. No offense, Mugs, you are an outlier. So everything you do, you reduce it to yourself and say, "I don't care." But I
That's a
think
compliment
en
for
masse.
him.
Yeah, no, I know it is. But I'm just saying en masse. En masse is like I don't really get the point of, like, I don't understand. Are we trying to equate?
So en masse, do you think the majority of black people like using the N-word?
Please don't force it to center you now, please.
How?
I'm not,
You called her,
I
man.
can't lie,
You're
Mugs.
in my domain, man. You come into
Hey,
my
hey,
ring.
hey,
Let's do
hey,
it.
Mugs,
Do you think majority of black people like the N-word?
Mugs, cool
I've
down.
got AC on me. I've got AC on me.
Mugs,
Chrissy is female you.
Mugs.
Chrissy, go girl.
Mugs, please.
Do you
I
think?
beg
Oh,
of
do you think majority of black people love the N-word?
I don't. To be honest,
I can't. It depends on the demographic of who we're talking about. If we're talking about America, then it's a different ballgame.
If the
we're
masses of
talking
people
about
was
here, I
offended
don't
by it, would that
think
matter
so.
to you? Black people as well. If it was the masses of black people that didn't like it, was offended by it, would that matter to you?
If the masses were offended by
Christy,
it,
you came to
I
control
don't
the
black
conversation. Now it's Mark's controlling the conversation.
yeah,
I need you to basically get back on in your boat and share the
I
information you
thought
wanted to
this
share with
stems
us.
from okay. This stems from the conversation of does it hold weight in terms of the F word, whatever. This is what this conversation stems from. Because I feel like we've kind of deviated. I don't see the point of this conversation right now.
Right.
Are we holding it to the same standards as those words that we are talking about? And to me personally, I feel like that word holds a lot more weight when you just say, like, yes, all those words are cuss words. However, the N word is a racial slur. Like, where it originated from is a racial slur, point blank, period. So I don't see why it's like comparing, like, yes, shit, F, all that kind of stuff is curse words. We wouldn't say it. We wouldn't want our young kids to say all that kind of stuff. I hear it. But if now someone adds a racial slur into that mix, I think we're going in different territory right now. That's a whole different ball game. So I don't think it's we can't really compare the two and say, oh, are we holding more weight? I think black people as a whole has done ourselves a disservice because we've latched onto it and said we've reclaimed it and whatever. And me personally, I didn't reclaim anything. It wasn't mine to reclaim in the first place. I didn't reclaim it. So it wasn't mine to reclaim it in the first place. Let's be clear. That was put upon, and I think what has happened is because hip hop culture has become popular culture, it just made it on the mass as a thing. And it was like, I feel like it gave it gave like a blanket permission when I don't think it really should. And this is where the nuance comes in, because me personally, I don't agree with anybody saying it, even black people saying it. I don't see why it should be in our vocabulary, especially for people in the UK. Brent, I'll talk to you about this. I don't understand why people in the UK, again, because we've been influenced by American culture so much, is like we've taken it on, and I don't see why. Personally, it's very easy to omit this from vocabulary. It really is. It's not that hard. Like, it's not something that we need to say every day. I can address you in other ways in terms of endearment. I don't understand why we're holding so fast or whatever. And I don't understand the confusion as to why we can say that, oh, I get that there can be, you can make an argument, oh, it's confused because hip hop is popular culture. But however, everybody knows the origination of that word, where it stems from. It's not great. Go to every dictionary, the Cambridge Dictionary, the America's version of Merriam-Webster Dictionary. The first definition, it says it is an insult, it is a racial slur. Anything after that, I couldn't give a heck. But the first priority of that, what it means, it's not positive. So I don't understand how we can change it into anything other than what it is. It's not positive. I don't get like what the meaning is, and I don't get the whole point with the whole KSI thing and why we can't. If the Asian community said that to themselves, that's their business. Me personally, I'm not going to call them that. We know where that came from. It was derogatory. So I don't understand what the issue is in saying that, why we're not going to say it. I'm not going to partake in that either, because I know if it was the other way around and they said the N-word to me, it would be a problem. So I don't understand. In terms of KSI though, I'm sorry, he's a coon anyway. So he's been sell out from Dave. So this is not a far-fetched for him to do this anyway. He was derogatory about his own people, and the white people were laughing at him, and it was fine. So he said it was not like a far-fetched step for him to go this far, and they were all laughing. So it doesn't matter. He himself is degrading himself, and they were laughing. It was fine. So he had no wherewithal to not say, I don't think it was okay not to say that. So he was a sellout from anyway. It was not far-fetched for him to say that. So I don't really, he was a lost cause anyway. He's already chosen the lane he wants to go down. Sorry.
But Christy, can I ask you a question, yeah? Do you feel like we've reclaimed the word black as well? I know it may seem like I'm kind of going left
the N-word or black?
No, just black. Okay.
But we know...
Because prior to our interactions with white people, we wouldn't call ourselves black. Black just describes how we look, right?
Okay, but prior to certain issues, we wouldn't call people white. White wouldn't be a term as well. So I don't understand. But I don't really see.
Yeah, but we're not really.
I feel like that point is redundant. It's redundant. Like at this stage, black. yes, black is now termed as it's racial, is a race. We're a race of people. That's what it's been defined as. So I don't see, you can't now equate black and the N-word. I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah, but what the point I'm trying to make is, right, black, nigger just came from black. It came from negro, right? And then white people, as in the English people, American people, tried to anglicize negro, and it became nigger, right? So what I'm trying to say is it first came as a descriptive term.
Okay, but
right? It robbed people of what they were as a people. There was no care about ethnicity, country, nationality, nothing. It was just all of you people are black, right? You're all negro. You're all niggers. That's all it was. So I'm saying, in the same way we've tried to reclaim nigger, right? Are we subconsciously reclaiming black?
I'm seeing someone say that black came from the civil rights movement.
No.
Wait.
No, come.
You know how to answer questions.
But do you get the point I'm trying to make, Christy?
No, I don't get the point.
I knew he was going to say that as well. I knew.
Black is a race, so is white, so is Asian.
Just like saying white, Caucasian, Asian, like I don't understand. Just the way South Asian, like they would, like that's what it's been classed as. Like I don't understand, but I'm not. N-word, come on. It's not like it's one of the ones where it got Negro, then went to N-word, then it went to black. That's not how it went.
Say that again, sorry?
That's not how it went.
Say again?
It's not like how it went from the Negro, whatever, the origination, then to N-word, and then it was like, oh yeah, we're going to call ourselves black. That's not how it went. We still made the distinction of what N-word came from and said, that's a derogatory term. We didn't say that, the whole black word is a derogatory term. Come on, we didn't, as a mass, we didn't agree to that. That wasn't a thing. We already agree that N-word is a derogatory term. I don't like putting the two together. It's not the same.
No,
I
think they're definitely different degrees, but I'm just looking at the source of them, and I'm thinking one came about because it was just used to describe people, right? You know what I'm saying? That people who spoke Latin said the same thing. Spanish, Portuguese, they all said the same thing. When English interacted with us, they said the same thing. It all went black.
Okay,
but when we were enslaved...
Okay, and then... Exactly. And then there was a distinction made, right?
Yeah, of
there
course.
There was a distinction made.
Yeah, but remember...
It took a left turn in, and then they started calling us the N-words.
Yeah, but
right?
I don't think white people made a distinction between enslaved black people and free black people. I think everyone was a nigger to them. In the same way, everyone was black to them. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Everyone is still a nigger to them.
This is what I'm trying to say to you. And both terms, again, I'm not trying to say they're exactly the same. I'm looking at why it is we rank one over the other. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
The emphasis, though, come on, the emphasis on the N-word is different.
Yeah, because we said that earlier about the woman.
Yes.
We give the example about the woman who was like, you black, whatever.
Yeah.
That's different. If someone describes me, if I'm in the office and someone describes me as, oh, who is Esther or the black girl there, that's not offensive because I am black. But when you use black as an insult, then it is offensive.
But this is what I was trying to say. If you went back to the 1500s, right, or 1400s, just before slavery.
Did they say black though? Did they say Negro and nigger?
That's what they would have said that in whatever language they spoke.
Yeah, but like Chrissy was saying, I don't think the word evolves from
that's
stuff
language.
Black and then evolves to nigger.
Yeah.
It's always been nigger.
Yeah.
It's just when you translate nigger literally, it means black. But it's not that it doesn't hold the same weight. If back then the word they used instead of the N word was black, then that would be a different. We're having a different conversation. But back then the word they used was the N word, not black. It's just when you translate the N word, it now means black. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I don't want to dwell on the point too much, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Christy.
Yeah, again, I just
final sentence, please.
Thank you anyway. It should be removed from any black person's. Literally, it should be removed. That's the final thought. Yeah. Literally, because we can't police it in any other way.
I don't understand why you're saying like you don't agree with me, then you're making it, then your final statement's my point. That's wild.
I can't lie. I'm not agreeing with you because I'm not agreeing with you.
Your closing statement. Your closing statement is me verbatim.
No,
I don't know, babe.
You don't care about it. She does care about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks,
Christy.
I care.
Thanks, Christy.
I care.
So listen.
Love you, Christy. Goodbye.
Thanks, girl.
So you see, yeah.
Said. She would never be charging the phone, you know.
Ever.
It's a break. Get up.
Oh gosh.
You see, like like the effort that say that government done in the media, early 70s, 60s, 80s, all through, like to vilify black people, yeah, make them out as criminals. Earlier, longer than that, you can go and check news reports, whatever, made them as. Actually, well, I don't know, 70s, 80s, long quay all day. They've been vilifying black men, scaring them to other communities. These men will rape you, they'll do this, they'll do that. It's horrified, they're dangerous, they're thugs, they just want to kill each other, boom, boom, boom. They put all that stuff out in the media, in movies, films, news, whatnot. Who did that influence? Everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah. So it was to turn us against other races and stuff. Yeah. Like so, it influenced white people scared, Indian people, Asian people scared of us. Yeah. But you know who else influenced us? That's why we act different when we go out in black places and black spaces. Yeah. So that campaign influenced everybody. It wasn't even made for us, but it even turned us against each other. We think black people are more aggressive and more dangerous and whatnot. Yeah. So in this term of endearment and reclaiming this world and making this word cool, yeah, and putting it out there to the world and making it calm and putting it in music and bombarding it with everybody, who is that affecting? Because you're doing it just for us, for black people to reclaim it, but we're dealing on the social media platforms and for the world. So who is that affecting? Everybody. Okay? Everybody. And this is where confusion lies, because you are making out like the words cool. And I was just saying, fight. Why would you want to use it? Why would you want to use it? It's because, like I just explained it to you. This is where it causes confusion. If we take the word away for everything, bar none, it stops all that. We shouldn't be using it, bro. Like, I don't understand what you don't get.
Yeah, but did Eminem ever use it in his music?
No.
He blocked it out.
Yeah, there was one time, but
He didn't say it. He rhymed it. He didn't say it. He said, "As you want to fuck me up," for saying the word.
And he's in the
actually
hip
said
hop.
Yeah. Before he was like Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's in the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Why do you think he didn't say it?
Was it not
Well, he
hard for
did.
him?
He did say it. He did say
Are
it.
you sure he said
But you
it
said it
though?
was before it was
this
Eminem.
is before he was Eminem.
But he's still rapping. He's still rapping. He's freestyling. He's in.
Okay,
he's
but
in-
when
came
it
out as
now
Eminem,
became
never
he became a
And
name.
he went around with
Why do you think he didn't say it?
because he's white.
And you think, why was he not confused?
Exactly. Why was it not hard for him? Like,
All them hundreds of millions of pounds. I don't understand what you're asking. This is nonsense to me.
Good morning, caller.
This is nonsense.
No, I'm gonna say something.
Wait a
after.
minute.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
What's your name?
Hi guys, it's Good Vibes Caller. I won't be long 'cause I spoke about this topic yesterday.
Morning.
Good morning. You right?
Morning. I'm very well, thank you. Shout out to Christine, our passionate queen. Just to let you guys know we're not the same person, but
They do sound similar though. They sound similar.
Maybe this
I'm
is
gonna have to meet
Christian
them in
again.
person. I don't believe
I
it.
can tell the difference.
I feel like
Go on.
Christy had more to say. She just called in as her alias.
no, it's not no, different person, guys. Don't even put a different accent now. Manchester, we'll leave it today. But that being said, it was just that I understand where E-Man was coming from slightly, but I didn't really land his point. I just wanted to say, like, you know how basically, guys, what we never basically got to describe ourselves. Like, I think if you just rewind like back into history, even like certain biblical texts that were written, this, that, and the third. Like, so I kind of understand. I bumped into someone in London once, and they were like, "Oh, I don't identify as black. No, I'm brown. I'm brown." I thought that was very weird of them. And then when I looked, I kind of came to understand that, okay, some people feel like, okay, well, we're not actually black in skin color. Like, of course, we range in different like tones and stuff, but like, we're not actually black. But obviously, here we are now. There's race. Everyone has black, white, Asian, whatever, and that's what it is. But I feel like, but yeah, so it kind of, the term black, it did come from the word like, nigger, negroid, like, etymologically wise. Anyway, move on. My point was basically, I very much agree with Marks. Once again, I think he's been baptized recently, and I feel like it just needs to be classed as a swear word. Like, it just needs to be classed as, okay, that's like an offensive word. I feel like the culture is the culture, and I feel like we need to kind of not grip so tightly to it. We need to accept that like culture can evolve, and I feel like it's our job to evolve it. Because we can't just say that, because it's already here, and here, we can't do anything about it. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me. I feel like when we all agree, like if we had kids or something, we'd try where possible to kind of like shelter them from that word. So afterwards, how can it be that we're fighting for the word to just like stay mainstream? And that makes absolutely no sense. And I think that like 110%, and for me, I think this is the part that most of you guys will disagree with, and I'll leave it here. Well, not you guys, but I've had pushback in the past in different spaces, like more kind of black in the UK spaces. Like how I felt, because when I initially came on the internet, I was more with my African American brothers and sisters. Like I was just that girl. I didn't really know many UK people online. And I felt very strongly about the fact that it's their word, as in like if they want to reclaim it, they can. I think personally, because Mars makes a really good point when he mentions about all the black people in the Latin America and stuff. Black is black, but afterwards we have to accept there's different black cultures in different parts of the world. And in my opinion, African American black culture, what they choose to do, if they choose to reclaim the word and they choose to say it like casually amongst their family members, that's their business because they were the ones that were brutalized by the word. We have to be realistic. I'm not saying that in the UK we weren't, but I'm saying that literally, if you look at it historically wise and you would do a timeline of how the word nigger was used in the media, what was done with it, how people were lynched, this, that, and the third. It's not we haven't had the same experience of the word. So personally for me, all I'm gonna say is that if I'm ever using the word, I'm irate and I'm just on one, and it's a whole other thing. But day to day, if I have my senses, I'm not gonna be using the word. And personally, I'd be like, if I was if an African American person was to use the word casually in front of me, I'm not going to feel like it's my job to tell them not to use it because who am I to say that? I don't feel like we should be policing other people's black cultures, but I feel like very much so we should be focusing on like black in the UK culture. And like, I don't know, debatable whether KSI is a coon or not, that's his business. By the end of the day, like, yeah, he did this, whatever he did, well, I don't really know the details, but whatever slurs he used about us as a people, yeah, he should have got pushback about that from us lot, do you know what I mean? And then afterwards, whether African Americans were going to make a joke and say, why do we care about that? That's their business. Like, I feel like we should kind of basically be a lot more kind of gatekeepy and like kind of be wise basically about the image we're putting out there. So I'm going to stop there, guys.
Good vibes, caller. Can I ask one question before you go, though?
Continue. Good point, Bathroom Diaries. It wasn't just Americans that were at the end of those particular slurs. It was also the Caribbeans.
Yep. And Africans.
Oh, of course.
Of
course. But I just feel like, but TikTok and also, you know as well. See, I'm specifically thinking about America versus UK, because that's like the thing on my mind. But afterwards, like, yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing. Because Barbados, all them islands, no, man, they need to be free still. But I'll just leave it there. Like, no.
No, I was literally going to go into that point, you know, basically saying about making that distinction between African Americans who reclaim the word and us. At the end of the day, a white person, no matter where they're in the world, will see us as the same, right? So I don't think it's a case of just them being able to reclaim the word and just them use the word. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're saying
100%.
Unless you can just use the word and claim it as if it's the same as saying, "Oh, I'm Yoruba, I'm a nigger." You know what I'm saying? Then someone in the UK can't say I'm a nigger because I'm not. If that makes sense. If you mean it like that, then okay.
I just feel like basically my point was basically just that we can't control them. Does that make sense?
And
whatever decision they choose to make amongst that's them. But I feel like us lot, like in the UK, I'm definitely on what Mark is on personally. Obviously, you can't ban the word, but just to class it as raw, that's wrong. Raw. If I was to be on the red carpet and say it, I would want everyone to disown me in the UK. I would, because no, what are we doing here? Like casually anyway, unless you're saying it with some kind of context. But yeah,
Marks is not on what you're on. He used to use it all the time in his raps.
Yeah, Marx is just saying that if we care so much, then we should hold ourselves to the same standard. Not that Marx actually feels like that.
He doesn't want it gone.
Yeah,
I do. I'll be happy. I'll be happy with it gone because I don't like conversations like this. I think it's stupid. Again, I don't.
Uncomfortable, innit?
Not uncomfortable. No, I don't like looking at people thinking they're stupid. And when I have these conversations and people do some of their opinions that they pass on me,
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like. Am I wrong in saying this? I feel like that's like what I thought I was on what Mark was on, but I feel like it's kind of like how we want to moving forward kind of thing. Yeah. And in my mind personally, I would assume that Mark would potentially want like that. You know how you get the radio edit and you bleep out the swear words and stuff. Yeah. I would assume that like personally that would be like okay, raw. Yeah. We all chose to do that as people. That's what he's. I mean,
yeah, raw. Like, yeah. That's what she's right. This is what I'm getting at. And you can't watch me. Yeah? There's always a method to my madness. You get what I'm saying? There's a means to my ends. My style is my style. Don't get lost on the facts. The point that I'm making, is the right point. And it's a good one. However I argue or debate or whatever I do or the things I say, whatever, fine. You are missing the main point. Yeah, honestly, you are.
No.
I knew from yesterday what you just said.
No, I agree with you. 100%. But all I'm saying is whether we hold it to a standard or not, white people shouldn't feel so comfortable saying it anyway. But I do agree that we should hold ourselves to the same standard.
100%. And they will also learn to stop feeling so comfortable the more that we hold ourselves. Because at the end of the day, the thing is in...
No, sorry.
Oh, no, I was
One
gonna say
day,
that
me and
basically,
Brent.
like,
One day, I gotta get Brent on camera. We need to debate. We gotta have it out on cam because Brent's onto me. He's trying to be my nemesis.
No, you like to twang people too much, and then you like to move your argument points all the time.
Yeah, like it's. They have. I just tapped out. I just let you have your time because
My style is my style. It's all about W's.
not really our pop culture.
Good vibes, Colour. We love you.
thanks,
Thank you
girl.
very much.
Love you too.
Bye.
Personally, I like I was saying before, I think we should look at it, maybe extending it to black. But I'm not sure if you're like ready for
What
it, man.
extending
didn't make that
the
point.
making black a?
Banning it all.
So what would you refer yourself to? So you would say you're
Yoruba.
right.
Get less to look at me.
What's wrong with saying Yoruba?
Because he's Ghanaian. That's why.
Wow. Plot twist.
But look, wait, but you're all British though, right?
I'm
Are you,
Trinidadian.
are you,
I don't like saying
I'm
British.
Trinidadian.
That's what I'm
sorry.
saying. Ethnically, we're not British.
I don't like saying
Right?
British.
It's like ethnically, I'm Yoruba. That's it. It's that simple.
That's fantastic.
Yes, you know.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Is it?
I think we.
So
can
what's the
move on
conclusion? Are we saying on TD or not?
No,
John
we,
did all of that.
we already said we ain't saying it.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got a jar now, innit? I'll get it. Bye. Next
But
week.
do you guys actually say it on the show?
He
Yeah.
says it all the time.
You.
So do you, and so does she.
The most comes from you.
He's like, you're not going to drag me to this.
Some
I can't remember
shit.
I can't remember last time I said it to anybody here.
Big snitch,
I might
you
get
know.
vexed and say this
Snitching ass
nigga
killy.
by talking to Emmanuel, but that's
I
it.
might- look.
And you hear that? This nigga, I'm vexed now.
I probably swear the most
Vexed
everything.
now.
That's got nothing to do with it. It's all in our vocabulary. We use the word.
Use
Don't-
it most.
Huh?
Use it most.
That's not fair. That doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there.
It matters.
Why?
No, do you know what's mad? For you say it doesn't matter, but when he said you say it, you're quick to call it to drag everyone else down with you.
Because he's moving like this is a me problem.
Stand 10 toes down, Mark.
This is it.
He's
Because
moving like it's a me problem.
I feel like you should be.
Lead by example.
Huh?
Bro, lead by example.
This is it. Because I see you as a leader. I see you as someone.
Don't gaslight me. Don't gaslight
I'm
me.
not gaslighting you. You've been doing that the whole hour. I see you as a leader. I see you as a man who knows what is right, what's wrong. You stand in your conviction. You've never needed anyone's support for anything. You say, I don't care about this, and that's it. You say you care about this, and that's it. Your word goes. This is how you live. Not a damn person in this world can tell you anything. So I believe if you will be like, do you know what? This word, this is foolishness. Lead by example.
Oh, wait, that's fair. That's
You've led for-
that's a fair statement.
You've led by
Stacey.
example for lesser things.
That's a fair statement.
Do you get what I mean?
That's
Add
a fair
this to the killing
statement.
movement.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I'll take it.
Hello.
Good morning, Stacey.
Good morning, Stacey.
Hey, I'm very late here. I know that y'all are wrapping up. I missed half of this, but I just have a question. Do y'all think that I obviously disagree with most of what you guys were saying, but do y'all think that we as Black people over radicalize a lot of things? This is where I'm coming from with this.
Sorry, please state what it is you disagree with so that people understand.
I just think that this whole N-word debate is very much stupid, but not for the same reasons that y'all were talking about in the small, sliver of what I caught. Like, I very much disagree with the whole, if we are expecting white people not to say it, we too should not say it. Why am I competing with white people to understand that something, it has a racial background that doesn't apply to them? I just don't agree with that. Like, by all means, have that opinion for yourself. But I feel like the moment that we start trying to compete with white people and applying things that we don't need to compete about, it's like, it's only going to justify them not doing it if we don't do it. But it's like, no, like, that's not the way I feel like it should work. But to my point of over radicalizing things, I truly think that if we're going to say we shouldn't say something, can we also be consistent and apply it into different things that are also parallel? There are so many other things that are normal and common in vocabulary that stem from racially similarly or adjacent racial stuff that we don't acknowledge. And if we're going to ban the use of the N-word, I'm not saying it's the same thing, so please don't come for me in the comments, but like, commit. Where does master bedroom come from? Where does blacklist come from? Well, like, all of this stuff comes from
quote unquote slurs or quote unquote racial history, but are we going to take them out of vocabulary, or are we going to acknowledge the fact that they evolved and we use them differently today? Like, and that's my whole point here. Like, not everything needs to be over radicalized to where we have to be intentionally obtuse and understand that there are different uses for stuff. Like, there was a comedian, I forget his name. He was making a joke about the difference between how white people say things and how black people say things in like name calling. It was actually really funny. I gotta find the video. I'll put it in the community. But it made me think about similar conversations like this, where he was like, think about if you say, oh, this black nigga. It's like, okay, why you gotta dramatize it, by adding the black to it? But it's like, if you said, oh, this nigga, like, it could be a joke. We're over radicalizing the term black in the way we use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm 2 + 2 is adding here, but do y'all catch my drift? Like, the question is, do y'all think we're over radicalizing this?
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Do you feel like in your ideal world, do you feel like we should keep using the word, but understand it's different, or whatever it may be? Again, like you kind of were saying with master bedroom and blacklisted and things of that nature, or do you feel like we should just get rid of it?
I don't think we need to necessarily. It doesn't need to be an effort to get rid of it, in my opinion. Funny enough, when I was in school, Ta-Nehisi Coates came and spoke. Ta-Nehisi Coates, came and spoke to our class about the use of the N-word, and his overall point that stretched to both, specifically white people, but it also applied to black people, is like, what is your urge to use it? But also, like, why are we putting so much effort in being against it? If you understand that this is not, someone is using the word not in the way that it was initially intended to be used, and it's very much a part of, not normal vocabulary, but like slang culture, can you just accept it as that? Like, the moment that you start adding unnecessary or unintentional context to it, it's like it becomes this discussion that it never needed to be. I will take, the same way how people say, oh, you shouldn't use female because when we use female, it has a connotation to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I can see if somebody was using the N-word in that light. Like, if we're saying niggas XYZ, and then we proceed to say a bunch of negative things about black men, I'll take that, because you're coming from the angle of we are characterizing the use of this word in a negative light, and it's not so much race related, but it's like it's race plus all these other things related, and that produces to other people this characterization of black people or black men that goes wild. I get that, but if we're clearly talking in jest, why on earth do we take it upon ourselves to over radicalize this clearly slang term? That's where I'm lost.
Okay.
Sorry.
Makes sense. No, don't apologize. Making some good points.
But
some good
anyway.
points. It's good to hear it from another angle as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry I'm late. Toodles, y'all.
Thanks, Lacey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yes, this face.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's an interesting point, man. But,
Sorry.
Yes.
what was I going to say? Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something about African Americans.
I think their point of view would be different from ours.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were they like 5-6 generations deep?
Yeah, exactly. Like, their things on race will always be different to ours. Because with the N-word and stuff, because we're influenced by like American culture and stuff, that's really how it made its way to our vocabulary. It's really shouldn't have been.
But at the same time, thinking back though, it's only been the last couple. Strictly speaking, it'd probably be about 3 generations where people started to use nigger in the term of endearment way, right? But you get loads of people who are like, let's just say our grandparents' age or even our parents' age, who say using the word nigger in America, it's stupid.
Yeah, a lot of older people think it's
loads of
stupid.
them. So really, it's the newer generation.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really an African American thing. It might just be the modern.
No, but I say African American as in the way they think in general compared to us over here. But I get what you're saying in terms of only maybe 3 generations where it's the new generation now that kind of use it in terms of doing it. If I couldn't say that to my mum or my great girl, I'll get a box type thing. But that's that's only like 2 generations.
But I think we've taken on a lot of American culture, though.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
My parents use it
In what way, though?
in the way that they heard it or it was used to them growing up in Trinidad.
Okay.
Right.
So anytime they're using it, they're describing a black man or black woman as a dotish, slow, no good for nothing.
Dirty nigger.
It's never something good.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Never something good.
Yeah, if I've seen an old Caribbean person say that, it's with disdain. Like it's not.
It's not in a good way.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah, like it's not. It's not
Not
nice.
in a good way.
It's not nice at all.
Yeah, so it is hip hop, rap.
Yeah, it's a new generation that wants that.
Yeah,
Because
black
all-
music full stop.
Because all the people that I kind of like study and look up to, like that were Pan-Africanists, none of them thought it made sense to use the word. None of them.
What's that guy's name? The one in America? That I know who you're on about. He was on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, Dr. Umar. Yeah, I don't think he uses the word nigger in it.
I don't think so. Actually, is he?
I think
I don't know.
he says Negro a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Negro peons and them.
But like Dr. Ooms.
But most of them wouldn't. It just doesn't make sense to them. You know, kind of like what Marks is saying. But yeah. All right, I think we can move on from there, man. I feel like we're going to revisit it at some point in time. But
Where are we gonna keep the jar?
I'll decide once I get it.
Yeah.
Marks, you're the one that's probably going to be filling it
right.
up.
Yeah, you should probably put it right beside
Right
me.
next to Marks.
It's not gonna be hard for me to.
to cut it out.
It's not gonna be, I've got excellent command of the English language. Everything I say is intentional. It's not gonna be hard for me to not say words.
Okay.
That's light work. To be totally honest with you.
So any swearing, basically.
Any swearing, I
Well,
think we should
like-
clean up the whole language, our whole.
Any
I love a good swear word.
Yeah,
Why is
but
that,
let's
though?
clean it up.
What?
Why is that though?
It's not a bad thing
It's
to
just
use.
to emphasize language, you
It is
know.
a bad thing to use.
What, swearing?
There was a
Yes.
time when it was a bad thing.
If I'm playing football,
Yeah.
believe I'm swearing. What, I'm meant to keep my emotions in check?
Yeah.
Tell me a man that plays
Speak
football
more
with no
intelligently.
emotions.
That's what happens intelligently. I'm clever. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You can be intelligent
Let's
and
ban that.
Huh?
Let's ban that.
What, the F word?
Yes.
I think
Okay.
we
what,
should.
the whole thing or just...
We could do it, you know. We should go for it. I'm all on for looking in the mirror and holding ourselves to high standards. So
Thank
let's set
you.
them if that's what we want to do. If we want to do it, let's go for it. Don't do it as a joke though. Let's
But hear
really
what
do
you
it.
said though.
What?
Higher standards. Why is swearing lower standards?
It's derogatory language.
So why is it?
But
called
when I said it was bad, you guys were saying it wasn't bad. But now you just said it's
No, we just
derogatory
said-
language.
No, I like to express myself. Derogatory.
have
I'm a
to-
derogatory. I could be foul mouthed. I
behaviour.
like it. No behavior. That's my shit. I'm not saying I'm not aware that it's derogatory language. It's not bad.
He
I'm saying
knows what he
I'm
did.
with that shit. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we're gonna hold ourselves to a better standard and take it away, I'll be on board.
All right.
Let's do that.
Band F.
Your bandit.
That's the secret bondage with swear words. I'm not even saying let's do that. They're trying to call me out. But I'm saying if this is what we're gonna do, we can do it.
Because I don't hold weight with the N word and other swear words. I
I
can't even
get what
believe
you're
that's
saying.
I can't even believe that's a conversation.
No, but
in terms of weight.
But remember,
it's just
like-
I feel like swear words are inappropriate.
Okay,
N word has something racial to it.
100%.
So saying the F word, saying whatever word is just you got a potty mouth. Saying the N word, you don't have a potty mouth. It just got racial connotations to it.
So I would be offended if you're talking to me and you're swearing at me.
Yeah, I'm offended by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm offended
If you're
by
telling
that.
me,
But
oh,
then when it's the N word,
Even if you're not angry at me, I'm just like, why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah, but then if it's the N word, it's a different offense. It's a deeper offense for me.
But the person's just talking though. They're not talking at you. They're just expressing how they feel. Like, fuck this shit. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, that's fair because that's
No,
your
but that's
expression,
yeah,
innit?
but
if
that's
you're
that's
like-
just. But if we're having a conversation, we're
Yeah.
talking, and you're saying no effing, I'm just like we're
You don't have to do
talking.
all
Like
this.
why are we doing all of that?
Money
Because
in the
I
jar.
Why are we
would say
doing all
things
of that?
Like being called a bitch. I don't tolerate that at all.
Yeah.
I don't like being called
Like
a bitch.
things that black people have just like hoes, bitches. Like why?
Why is that?
Why is it? Why are these now okay words?
Because niggas is alright. Man, them are niggas. Girls are bitches. What are you talking about? Niggas is bitches these days. What are you talking about? Niggas and hoes alike. Like this is the language that you don't want to lose.
No,
Well,
yeah,
this
we
is
want to
whole-
lose it.
No,
I don't use.
this is the language and this is the stuff that you want to do. The males, the man them is niggas. The get them is bitches. What are you talking about?
Nah.
So what you guys say? Okay, do you know what I'm here for?
Because when
No
Drake was
swearing.
talking about all my bitches say ho, and you
I
are
was
singing
not
it.
singing it.
In the-
I wasn't
Yeah,
singing that.
There's a bag of
You
I
know,
females
wasn't
when
singing
saying
that.
you're
I was saying
bad
that.
bitch,
I wasn't
hot,
singing
hot
that.
girl
Women.
city,
That's not
what's all
me.
this stuff? All this summer stuff? When you are bad bitches.
I'm a child of God.
When you're bad bitches, isn't it?
That's
it's-
not
it's-
me.
And your lip gloss is popping and all this stuff.
Yeah, what's wrong with my lip gloss being popping?
Why are you women's business about lip gloss popping?
Like,
But
you know what,
I
though?
feel like there is a culture. The same way the N word has become something like it's like a slang, whatever.
Yeah.
The B word has. I'm not gonna
100%.
say I don't say the B word, but if you call me a bitch with venom, that's very different.
Why
But
would you say
I'm more
it's
likely
friendly?
to tolerate,
Why would we say it friendly to you?
No, but that's the thing. I'm more likely to tolerate it from a woman.
Okay.
A man can't call me a bitch in a friendly manner.
Yeah, but the
Well,
word
I'm not
bitch
friends
don't
like that.
even mean that much
No,
now.
no,
Not
no,
like
it
back
is.
in the day.
But it's just
Do you know what's mad?
consistent
That you can
because
liken it to the N word because women have now reclaimed that.
this is what I was about to say.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the same way if a black person called me N word without venom, I'm not gonna be offended like I would be if a white person called me N word with venom.
Yeah.
If a woman calls me, oh hey, hey bitch, da, 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 I will let
Quick
that slide.
one.
But if a
Yeah.
guy
Hello,
calls me
good
bitch,
morning.
Quick one.
different.
Good morning. Posted by Stacey Libertor for the Daily Mail. Science of swearing. Researchers reveal sounding like a sailor may be a sign of intelligence, creativity, and has superpowers that help us endure.
Zoop, zoop, zoop.
That was January 26th.
Okay, we don't follow the Daily Mail.
No, I knew this already. though.
Daily Mail. I thought you were gonna come with
I like
some.
this. So
What's
what's your
it?
name?
There's a study done in 2015 that apparently does all this. Quick Google search, you'll see it. But yeah, I'm glad.
So what's he saying? Swearing is a sign of intelligence?
Yeah, I knew this like ages ago.
Says the Daily Mail. Let's
apparently-
not forget
apparently-
that bit.
Apparently, 2015 study.
They think Raheem Sterling, Saka, and Storms are the same people.
Listen.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, caller, though.
quick
Thank
run,
you,
quick run.
caller.
Do you all agree with that?
What, swearing is a sign of intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Sign of intelligence.
When people get frustrated and they can't find the words to use, that's usually when they go to
You can't.
swearing.
It just means you can't express yourself in a using like the normal English language.
No, I don't mean you can't express yourself
Not
because sometimes that's
necessarily.
what you had. Sometimes that's the perfect expression when someone get the fuck out my face. What do you mean I can't express myself? I've got the sense to say, take yourself away from me or go. No, that's not. That's not hitting.
not what I
That's
wanna
not
say.
what I want
Yeah,
to
it's not
say.
what I
I
wanna
want to
say.
tell you to get the fuck out my face.
If you knew more words, right?
I know bare words.
No, but if you knew more
I
words
know
that could do the
bare
exact
words.
same thing.
No, it's not gonna hit
It's not the
right.
same thing?
It's not gonna hit
No.
right.
No?
It's not gonna. You want it to hit right. You
Is
want
it
it to
because
mean
is it
something.
because in that instance you want that person who's receiving the word to understand the word?
How-
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
100%.
Okay, so okay, I'm here for it. If we're gonna ban all swear words, let's do
and
that.
everything.
And let's be the broadcasting show that is clean and all sorts.
So now all of a
You know,
sudden, it's clean.
silence is deafening.
Now all of a sudden
Innit?
it's clean. This is crazy. You
It's
just bring the
crazy.
jar anyway, man. I'll bring some
Censoring
change just in
people.
case.
Brent,
I
what's
feel
your
like
thoughts?
Marx's personality is gonna change
Why?
because you can't swear.
I don't know why you don't think I swear that much.
You do.
We hear you every day.
I don't swear that much.
So you guys spend every day with. Why would you think that? of me? I wonder why.
I don't swear that much.
Okay.
Self-awareness is in the bin.
I'm actually trying to think now.
I actually don't swear that
See,
much.
twanged again.
Huh?
You do.
I know, he's so good at
You do.
gaslighting. It's ridiculous.
You do
Imagine
swear a
that,
lot.
It's mad.
It made you pause.
It made me pause. Can you imagine? Does he swear a lot? I think it's
Why
sad.
are you not moving like I'm just some foul mouth?
you do talk
Like I
about
go
it.
into foul mouth triads all the time and rants and that. That's not my story. Like
you know
I'm
what's
not
funny?
saying I'm not opposed to using swear words. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm moving like every other word that comes out of my mouth is foul.
Do you know
That's
what-
not true.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel like you may not use swear words exactly, but you use substitutes. So when someone would say, "Oh, shut the fuck up," you'd be like, "No, stop the foolishness, man. Shut up." Do you get what I mean?
That's
so
not swearing though.
It's not, but this will be easy for you.
This would be very easy for me.
This actually will be easy because again, he uses foolishness. He uses stupid. He's very direct about.
But should he put money in the jar for saying stop the foolishness?
No, that's not fair.
Why is that?
Wait.
Stop the foolishness.
It's
You're black. remember?
£2.
Remember? You're black.
No way. No way you're not trying to police my language now. This is crazy. Is Kevin in the chat? I need an ally. I need an ally. This
No,
is
but remember,
wild.
Because she never said nigger, but you lot said she meant nigger.
I can't say stop the foolishness.
I'm saying
But
you can.
did you
But I'm
see where
saying-
we've gone to here?
This is what
I
I'm
think you're
saying.
proving my point. Sorry, bro. Sorry. I think you're just proving my point. This is wild.
This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
because
to you.
if we're cutting off swear words and stuff like F word, why is that?
It's bad.
Why is it
It's
bad?
a lower standard, isn't it?
Low standard. So stop the foolishness.
Would you
That's
say in
stupid,
front of your
that's
mum?
dumb. Say?
Would you say in front of your mum?
No, but I would say like
Would you say in church?
bloody shit.
Would you
Of course I
say
in church. Let me say.
exactly? So what's more important to you, pleasing God or pleasing yourself?
No, I don't think that doesn't.
It does. It does. 100%.
How?
Because that's not a language of God.
She
No,
cooks.
but
She
there's-
cooks
Yeah,
them.
close your mouth. There's nothing. No, but and the conversations I have in church, none of the conversations would warrant me saying, "Oh, damn that." Or
Yeah,
bloody
but so
this.
are you just okay? Are you just very conscious in church and
No,
nowhere
it's
else?
It's conversations I'm having. If I'm having a conversation with my mum and I'm telling her tea or whatever, and the word shit needs to come out, she was chatting shit, I will say that.
Yeah, but
'Cause again,
what?
it's
That's
about
why I
the
said.
conversation with my mum.
What
It's not about
comes
pleasing
like?
God.
Where do you hold your Christian? Like, where do you hold it?
This is the thing. I feel like if I was going to not say swear words, whether I'm in church, whether I'm in wherever I'm at, I'm not going to say the word. So I'm not more conscious of things I will do in church because God is with me everywhere. So things I would do, I would have the same conversation
Exactly.
in church. Do you get
But
me?
you,
So-
but you don't though. You said you don't swear in church.
no, but because I don't have conversations where I
'Cause
need
you-
to swear in church.
But do you not get angry? Like there's never been an
not in
issue
church.
in church where
No.
you've been annoyed or you've been angry.
No, if I'm just
if
doing
there
my-
was, would you swear?
I would, yes, because if
I
it's
don't
in my
think you
language,
would,
I
Esther.
I would.
I don't
Are you
think.
in my church? I would.
I don't think you
Yeah,
would.
because the thing is the times I will say certain words is about conversations I'm having.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in church, I'm in the church building and I'm talking to my sister-in-law and I'm just with her, I'll be like, oh, can you imagine the bullshit she said to me? I'm going to say that because this is how I talk. I'm not more aware about, like, for me, church is not about a building.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a,
not.
I'm a walking church.
So why don't
if
you-
I'm going
but
to-
why-
If I'm going to, yeah, so if I'm going to.
So why aren't you conscious of that on a normal day?
No, but that's what I was saying. When I said earlier about there's certain songs that have certain words, like I am more conscious of not saying swear words. There's some swear words that are swear words, but I've said them so casually now that they're not swear words to me, like bloody. That is so part of my vocabulary that it doesn't stand up to me as a swear word anymore. I don't really say the F word. That is when it's, I can count how many times I say the F word. I don't say the F word like I say bloody. Do you get what I mean? So with those kind of words, if I'm having a conversation, wherever I'm having a conversation, and it comes out, it comes out. I don't act a certain way because I'm in church or anything like that.
I act a certain
don't
way
believe
because
that.
I'm a Christian.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah,
Because
so
for
I
me-
won't say that. I won't say that word because it's
Yeah,
not.
that's fair. That's you. But for me, if I'm not convicted about saying the word bloody or damn, right? So whether I'm in church or not in church or whatever, I am. The conviction follows me. Whether I'm in church, I'm not more convicted because I'm in church than when I'm not. God is. I think about God all the time.
I'm more aware that I'm in church when I'm in church.
That's fair.
I don't think I'm gonna go to hell if it is I use the F word.
No, you're not going to go to hell,
on the
but in terms of no, you're not. No, obviously you're not
You're
going
not
to
gonna
go
hear
to
some of the
hell.
things I've said in church, boy.
You're not going to go to hell, but in terms
I'm
of
still here.
in terms of representing God,
Yeah.
and trying to, or at least
Yeah.
trying to,
Yeah.
that's not what it
Yeah,
is.
and that's fair. But this is the point that you made about what's more important, pleasing my mum or pleasing God.
Yeah.
That doesn't factor into anything.
No, that's a pleasing yourself.
Pleasing myself, pleasing whoever.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a factor for me because the way I act, God is always at the forefront. God is at the forefront of my mind in everything I
So
do.
pleasing God is more important to you.
Always.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's,
but then I feel like when I made the point I made, you're making it seem as though I will talk like this to my mum, but when I'm in church, I wouldn't say it because I'm in the house of God. I'm a walking house of God all the time. So if I'm not going to say something, if I'm going to work on something, I'm going to do that anyway because I'm doing that.
but why did you question the F word though?
Because again, that's not something that I'm comfortable saying. That's what I said about certain words,
Mm-hmm.
words like bloody, that is a swear word. It actually is a cuss word. But because I say it so often, it doesn't hold as much weight as a F word does. I would never say F word to my mum or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I would never, even when if I have to say the S word, I always say, excuse my French, because I'm aware that it's that. And I would say that when I'm talking to my mum, when I'm talking to anybody, I always say that.
No,
So it's
I
not
was.
a thing of,
It was
you
when
know-
you questioned why we should stop saying the F word when Emmanuel said it. So
Yeah,
I
because I was saying how N-word, because basically they're saying, because we talked about doing an N-word jar.
no, but now we're just
Then I
talking about
wanted to-
swearing
yeah,
in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that for me, N-word and any other swear words don't hold the same weight. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not understanding why I'm talking to us grouping it together as all swear words. That's why I said
No, I don't
about-
think we're
about-
grouping it together.
No, they are. If we said the conversation started about us not saying the N word because of the racial connotations of it, and you guys are well, while we're here, let's throw in
Let's
this
just
word,
clean
this word,
up
this
our
word.
language.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But you guys have now come in attaching other words to the N word. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I
Okay.
said
No,
it's
we
not the
weren't.
same weight.
I
No,
don't
no,
think
no,
we were
no.
attaching
Yeah.
other words to the N word. We were just saying, let's just clean it up in
I'm here
general.
for clean up language. I'm here for that. But when the way the conversation went yesterday, and when I walked in through the door, it's
sounded
okay.
like-
Since we're gonna do the N word, let's add all of this in there, and that's why I mentioned about it's different weight for me. But
Yeah.
And I hear where you say also throwing stop the foolishness. If it has the same connotation as
Oh, shut up.
the F up.
But it does say. No, but you just say
Yeah.
a censored version of shut the fuck up.
This is what I was saying about the whole, when the woman said, you're black. It's
This
the
ain't
same
fair.
thing.
Yeah, you need to stop bringing this black thing in.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
because it's
It's
not.
never like
But
this.
it's not. No, but you know it's the same thing though, right?
No.
It's the same thing. Because she didn't say you're a nigger, but you lot heard it like you're a
You have
nigger.
a message on the screen.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can see that's a Nigerian name and a Yoruba king. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So I think, with that again though, it's about the tone. Because if someone describes me in the office as, oh, who's Esther, that black girl, I'm not taking offense to that. But if they say like, who's Esther, oh, that black one, there's a difference in tone. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's the same point I was making about the stop the foolishness thing.
I don't ever want to hear you talk about being black. Okay.
Headlines, baby.
Oh, what are you going to do about your intro? Because you say pro-black activist.
Yeah, 'cause I'm black.
You just gonna say pro-activist.
Man said pro-Yoruba activist.
Yeah, pro-Yoruba activist.
No, you know what I mean? In a particular context, I'm black. But in another context, I'm not black at all.
I think everyone should lead by example. I think that's what I've picked up from this. I think if you don't want to say the N-word, don't say the N-word.
Yeah.
And any other words that I think we shouldn't wait for support. So I would not expect you to say the black. I would expect
I'm
you to
still
say...
going to say black. But yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So no swearing on the show anymore.
Oh, was it?
That's what you...
So you
What's
just
all
still
this
waiting
rules?
to agree.
I don't
I'm
understand.
joking, I'm
I need
joking,
to know the rules before you start sending
You
me
guys need
voices.
to agree, man.
I don't know what you're doing.
Silence
But
is
if you
really different.
if you don't want to do it, I can agree to it.
Cool. Honestly, I don't mind, man.
I say we stop saying, yeah.
So what? Are we... All right. Are we stopping the N-word?
I
Absolutely.
think we should do
was a
that.
given.
I think
Yeah.
we should do that.
100% that.
Okay.
The swear words are under
You should at least start with that.
Okay, cool.
that's debatable. We can check. We can review
All right,
that.
cool. So
Let's all have
no more
clean mouths.
N-words. No more N-words.
Yeah, no N words, but cussing can fly. This is my opinion.
So
I don't know
when-
what, if it matters.
Yeah, I like that.
When you get the jar then, what does the jar
Just
come into?
N-words.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Makes sense.
Cool.
That's great. Let's go into the headlines.
All right. So this is a good headline for the conspiracy theorists in the room. The U.S. Space Agency. When I said that,
So it's not like a meerkat.
I wish Ben caught that, man. So the U.S. Space Agency, NASA, has named 4 astronauts who will take humanity back to the moon. Yes. After a 50-year gap. Christina Koch will become the first woman astronaut ever assigned to a lunar mission, while Victor Glover will be the first black astronaut on a lunar mission. They will join Reed Wiseman and Jeremy Hansen to fly a capsule around the moon late next year or early 2025. However, I know you like this part, the astronauts won't land on the moon. Yes, but their mission will pave the way for a touchdown by a subsequent crew. The 3 US citizens and 1 Canadian were presented to the public in a ceremony in Houston, Texas. They will now begin a period of intense training to get themselves ready. In selecting a woman and a person of color, NASA is keeping its promise to bring greater diversity to its exploration efforts. All the previous crewed missions to the moon were made by white men. Next headline. What do you
Sorry,
think?
quickly. You see, like, obviously, because technology's moved forward now and stuff like that, do you reckon they can live stream that?
Of course they can, if they wanted to.
Because
No, they live stream it for NASA, but not for everyone else.
but then
That's
to make
true,
it public,
actually.
because people obviously
Nah,
don't think that.
It's something bad.
You have to look at it this way, yeah. If they're
Just
like,
do quick trigger warning and just
No,
do that.
no,
Trigger,
no,
you know when
no,
it
no.
goes, all them colours
if
come up.
they're live streaming and something happens there,
Yeah.
they can't, like, there's nothing they can do. They don't want to show the
No,
world
but
what's
they
going
can,
on.
you know when
They
we
They
interrupt these
don't want
messages.
to, though.
They could delete the stream.
They can do. We interrupt with these messages.
No, they're not
To
doing
bring
that.
you
Yeah,
a
but then
commercial.
everyone will know that something happened. I
And
don't
that's
want to do
fine.
that.
But I think for transparency reasons, they should do that.
They're not going to do that.
Especially because people doubt the whole moon attendance in the first place anyway. I feel like technology's moved forward that greatly. They need to live stream this.
They're not
Yeah.
doing that. They'll
Let's
live
believe
stream
it.
for themselves. They live stream for NASA to see what's going on.
Yeah, but NASA's the same one that told us they went to the moon the first time, innit? So I
I
would
know. And then supposedly they lost the technology. That's crazy. That's crazy. But okay.
big up the woman in it, but she ain't going nowhere. She's going for a photo shoot. But yeah.
So next headline: 1 in 6 people worldwide are affected by infertility, according to a report that lays bare the scale of the problem. About 17.5% of the global adult population, roughly 1 in 6, will experience infertility at some point in their lifetime. This is according to a 98-page report published by the World Health Organization. The figures are its first estimates of infertility prevalence in more than a decade. The WHO, the World Health Organization Director General, said that the report underlined the magnitude of infertility as a public health issue globally and showed there was an urgent need to expand access to prevention, diagnosis, and treatments. He also said the report reveals an important truth: infertility does not discriminate. The sheer proportion of people affected shows the need to widen access to fertility care and ensure this issue is no longer sidelined in health research and policy, so that safe, effective, and affordable ways to attain parenthood are available for those who seek it. And the next headline is takes us to America, where the former U.S. President Donald Trump has been consulting lawyers at Trump Tower in New York City as he prepares to face history-making criminal charges. He has been under investigation over hush money paid just before 2016 election to a porn star who says they had sex. He denies wrongdoing. Extra security measures are in place with the authorities expecting protests outside the Manhattan court. Mr. Trump, who's 76, is the first ex-US president to face a criminal case. Witch hunt, this is what he wrote, yeah? On his Truth Social platform shortly before traveling from home in Florida to New York on Monday, a journey which drew blanket coverage across the US news channels. On Tuesday morning, dozens of police and court officers, as well as Secret Service agents, are expected to escort Mr. Trump through the streets of New York to the lower Manhattan court complex. The charges he faces will be disclosed in full at the hearing, which is scheduled about 14:15 local time, so 7:15 our time. His lawyers have already said he will plead not guilty. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into Word on Road. Okay, so a while ago I reported about Caprio, calling out his label, EMI label. And when he started it, they basically said to him, I guess someone reached out to him and they said, we'll talk about it privately. And he said, okay, he's going to take down, he deleted the tweets and he said he would let the public know when things are resolved and just update, because he did put it out there, which I appreciated. But yesterday, he had to call them out again. I guess there's been no resolution to anything. So hold on, because I was screenshotting like crazy. Hold on. So he basically said, I told you lot I'd update you since I've deleted those tweets, since I've deleted those EMI record tweets. Specifically, Mark Furman, amongst others, has maneuvered in very questionable ways to avoid paying by the dates they promised. You don't have to take my word. I'll show you receipts hourly to resolved. So remember when I reported the first time, he basically said how on his account, they've been using it to sponsor other artists, like tours and all sorts of, and it was all of their bills were coming off his bills. So that was part of the money that he was talking about. So he said, the head lawyer says I'm acting offensively by speaking about the scenario. I've said nothing derogatory. I've said nothing to slander the staff. I do believe they've acted in questionable ways. I'll leave it with you to decide. Why is it offensive to be vocal? So he basically put up screenshots of like emails and stuff. So one of the emails, this is from the head lawyer, it says, Hardy, this is not acceptable. The team here, including Mark, have been working in good faith over the last 2 weeks to resolve the issues. Your tweet is offensive both to Mark and UMG. I expect the tweet to be removed if we are to conclude this settlement. And it says, hey team, just sticking to my word until everything is resolved. We were told it'd be sorted last Thursday, blah, blah. This was what Hardy then said to them, like, we were told it'd be sorted. And the guy replied to what he said. And then Hardy then went on to tweet. He said, look at my emails. Look at emails where Adam Baker of UMG would rather hold my hundreds of thousands of pounds hostage if I'm not complicit. Inconsistencies, plays like mentioning old drafts, then ignoring contributions to my own contract. This has been going on for weeks. Then further emails just says like, hi, to be precise, Mark sent the amended contract, blah, blah, to this person on Friday afternoon, and we heard nothing until 9:19 this morning. That was yesterday. I'm hoping that the latest tweet can be removed promptly so we can execute the agreement and move ahead. Essentially, they're basically saying that because he's exposing them, they're not going to finalize and pay him money until he takes down the tweets. But facts are still the facts because it's been 2 weeks and you haven't paid the guy his money.
Yeah.
So he says, we'll get over... This is another one. He says, the email says, this is Hardy to them. He says, we'll get that over and can we make point 8 of the contract clear that we cannot deal with any disputes that occur before the transfer, please, blah, blah. Just a whole bunch of emails, basically. And then Hardy then went on to say, remember, I am not an employee or an artist of UMG. I'm just a business that they owe money. Phrases like this is not acceptable. He's like, what do you get from that? He says, I'm owed in the excess of 6 figures and they are given ultimatums. Is that normal business practice? And he says, if EMI Records care about artists' well-being, how did they let one of their employees act as my manager for years with both keeping it secret to boiling point? I found out from the old marketing head, so I guess he didn't even know there was someone acting as a manager. Then he showed screenshots of that conversation with that guy. His name is Archie. And so Hardy says to the guy, I'll call, I'm just sorting something out. Please get them to honour the things that they've said. Then Archie says, I'm doing everything, call me when you can, so it's sorted. Then the guy comes back again and says, I'm doing everything I can. Then Hardy says, Archie is just going to get more and more revealing. So I guess now that he's revealing stuff, the guy's trying to be like, oh, delete stuff and blah, blah. Then Archie goes on to say, mate, I'm running a meeting right now, but I will call you immediately after. I'm trying to call you, please answer, blah, blah. He says, I'm sitting with Adam in 10 minutes. This is the head guy. He says, I'm asking as someone who cares for you to pick up the phone, please. Then I missed this tweet, but I think he must have called out someone else involved with the business, and it turns out to be Archie's wife, and apparently she's pregnant. So Archie then said to Hardy, mate, I'm trying to help. I'm seeking Adam now to speak to you. He said, you put my wife on Twitter. She's 9 months pregnant. I'm very worried. Well, Hardy did say he deleted that straight away kind of thing. But then he went on to show receipts of artists they've paid using his money.
Right.
And he says,
that's crazy.
He said, if EMI Records care about artists, he said, why have they paid for Bastille, Lewis Capaldi, and Florence the Machine video costs from my account? That's not even all the artists. And literally you can see, hold on.
That's crazy.
You can see like all the money that they've actually used for these people. There's like flight details up in there. It's a whole bunch of, it's all like basically wait, hold on, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's basically 16 lines here. And of the 16 lines, Hardy's name is only in there 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
So the other 12 is expensive of other artists and their plane tickets, their videos. Actually, it's all video costs, all their video costs. And this is like tens of thousands. Great British pounds. So yeah, he put all of that out. And from what I can see, so people were then getting onto him, talking about, him exposing, blah, blah. So he ended up recording a video on his Insta story, talking about he doesn't understand how he's now the villain for calling out the fact that he's being robbed and being cheated. Mm-hmm. And talk about, people love to do the whole I care about your mental health stuff, but he's been very vocal about his struggles and the things that he's currently healing from and why he's kind of taking a backseat from the scene and stuff. And essentially he feels like he's been antagonized. But I do hope that he, all of this, it just gets resolved for him, because this is very wild. This is very, very wild. But hopefully it all gets resolved for him. And I rate the fact that he came back and gave people an update of, they haven't kept their word. And I feel like if they did keep to their word, he would have come back and said, by the way, they did do that. Because he did get a lot of support. So, I'll keep an eye on all of that stuff. If anything more comes out, I will let you know. And then this story, I thought it was so interesting. So there's a barber in America, yeah? So that how it's festival season, I guess, in America. There's a barber who basically impersonated the police so he could see Megan Thee Stallion for free.
What?
I rate it because Megan is a babe. I rate it. So basically what he did, he wore a canine vest and just said he's part of police, but because he didn't have a dog, that kind of
gave things away,
and he's been arrested.
That's a federal charge over there.
It is, and that's what's mad.
So impersonating
So the prosecutor on the case, he said Megan Thee Stallion is a fantastic draw, big draw. He didn't say a big draw, but okay. Especially here in Houston, but this is still a felony case. You cannot go and impersonate an officer to get into a concert venue. I think that's wild, And currently his bail money is $20,000.
Oh, wow.
So he's going to go to prison.
Oh, I hope Megan was worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. Like
He's
Megan
stupid.
is...
Once he got inside, he shouldn't have got caught. How did he get caught?
I don't know. He didn't have a dog.
Yeah, but he's still walking around in the canine jacket on.
Should have just took off the jacket.
No, he probably got inside and was trying to still pretend to be police.
Yeah, should have took it off soon.
He should have got inside, dashed the jacket away and went and enjoyed the concert. How did they catch him if he got in?
He weren't thinking.
He's a fucking idiot.
He got bamboozled. The jar.
Nope, we never said swear words. Brent said let cussing fly.
He got bamboozled still. What did he say?
It was somebody used.
So he's a fucking idiot.
He said
Yeah,
effing idiot.
effing idiot.
That was fitting, I think.
Oh, so now we're doing is things fitting or not?
No, we said
dumb,
N-word and
Joe.
cusses fly. That was the last straw.
You said N-word and cusses fly.
No, by an N-word, cussing can fly.
Okay. I'll be honest, the conversation went on too long. I don't even know what we agreed to.
I think that's what we agreed to.
Yeah, I think I have to watch the clip back.
That's right? Yeah.
Okay, lovely. But yeah, man. So I guess he's gonna be facing. That's wild, man. It's true. Why didn't he just take it off?
Go and call him it.
Again?
I think.
How long is he facing?
No,
He said, can I call him?
Go on.
Cool. What?
Effing idiot.
No, I wouldn't say that.
How long is he facing? Does
Oh,
it
my
say?
Christian ass.
It's a felony charge, so
Yeah. You know what's bad? I was gonna say this shit's harder than I thought. I'm actually gonna clean my mouth.
I
now.
can't
In
deal.
general, I'm gonna stop because clearly there's a lot more in my vocabulary than I thought. Never mind. All right, yeah, but yeah, I'll see what he gets, man, because I think that's wild, man.
Definitely weren't worth it still.
That's what he's good looking though. Let me show you guys.
Is there a link in the thing?
Okay.
No, I didn't put a link. Do you want me to put it quickly?
Yes, please.
What does it matter what he looks like?
You're like a good looking guy who goes to jail.
What?
Why not?
It's true though. Like, you know when like good-looking people die, people's like, oh, this is a big loss. Like they say like it's more.
You feel it more.
Yeah, like
That's
you
from a
feel it
woman
more.
point of view.
No, like people just
Yes,
say
well,
like,
guys don't-
oh,
you
she's
think-
so
You
beautiful.
think
Like
guys
she
sit
shouldn't
around
have
and say,
died.
he died, man. It's a lot for the man,
many
man.
say that to me.
It's just, like, man, no, we don't sit around. That's a woman thing. That has to be a woman
Oh,
Really?
you're missing the point. If you're looking at a woman,
but I've
would you
done it.
care? Is it a bigger loss if a painting dies?
thing. No, she's dead, in it. What?
You feel like damn, like
Yeah, like
No, I don't. Anyway, I definitely don't. I don't give a shit what she looks like or what he looks like. Cool. And he's not even dead. He's going to jail.
yeah. The thing about the mugshots, I personally feel like the guys have been surveyed when it comes to the mugshots these days, you know.
but I feel like guys are very photogenic.
Yeah, they
like
are.
see women, we got angles, we need to do this, we need to
Yeah,
do that.
we
We
need
need
to-
to,
yeah, we need
but
to
a
do a
guy
lot.
could just take a picture and he just looks nice. Yeah. Just a lot more photogenic than we are.
Yeah, see him, look at him. Very good looking guy.
He's cute.
He's too fine for what he did though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't
very
need to-
icky.
Yeah.
Too fine for what he did. So
Yeah.
what? If he was a murderer, then what? What would you say
No,
then?
if he was not as good looking as that and he did it, it sounds about right.
I can't believe you.
It's about it's on brand. Do you know what I mean, bro? You just can't, as a very good looking guy, you can't do silly crimes like that.
Like you don't get gal.
Yeah, like you've been here before. Do you know what I mean?
He's not a fool.
It said that he was part of the LGBTQ community.
No, but he's still good looking.
Why you saying? Don't
No,
say.
again, because a lot
It's
goes.
still a loss.
It's still
It's
a
still a
loss. A
loss.
loss is a loss.
So he's
girls
gonna
get
get,
upset when you find out guys
he's gonna
gay.
get
It's
all
like,
the
oh,
money he
man.
wants now. He's going Joe. It don't matter.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
Hey, quiet down. Yeah.
Right, so basically, yesterday, this show's been chaotic today. Yesterday, I talked about, when KSI use,
Here we go.
That
here we
word.
go.
Here we go
I didn't even
again.
clock. But yeah, when KSI used a racial slur on the Sidemen show, so basically they've actually released a statement as well. And also Jake Paul is getting involved. I don't like when people just
I
do
saw, I saw a little something on that.
Yeah, but I'll read the Sidemen's statement. So they said, during yesterday's Sidemen Sunday, a racial slur was said during the video. We accept that it was completely unacceptable and inexcusable. The fact that incident was made light of on the show was wrong and compounded the hurts. We deeply regret this and would like to truly apologize. We have reflected on this incident both collectively and individually and are truly ashamed that we let ourselves and you guys down in this way. We want to use our channels to promote positivity and great entertainment. We stand against racism and discrimination of any kind, and we failed to do that. Again, we are truly sorry and promise to do better.
I hate those statements.
Yeah, we know, babe.
So
There was
people
an
looking
Asian
at-
guy on
I'm
the
gonna
panel
say,
there as
look, man,
well.
we messed up, y'all.
Yes, I need to. Even that, I need to address that because I'm seeing that. Do you know what I need? I need people to let Chunks live.
What did
is
Chunks say?
trending, yeah. Because basically he was on a show, right? Chunks is trending because when Thingy said it, when KSI said it, people were laughing in it. So Chunks is trending, just Chunks, because he happened to be on the panel and they're like, why didn't you call it out? Like, is it Somali?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, as a Somali guy, why would you not call it out? But you know what's mad?
There's a
you
clip
actually
of it,
see
yeah,
a clip of him
and Philly talking, and
And
Philly
he's saying
saying,
to Philly-
saying like, "Rah, that's there, innit?" And he's saying, "You can't say that, brother."
and so you actually see that as well. But people don't look that. They wouldn't look at the second tweet.
Yeah, but what's Chunks got to do with?
Do you know what it is here? Whatever anything Chunks does, don't matter what he does. Chunks will go and give to charity. They'll be like, why did you give to one charity and not two?
Yeah,
They are
but my
honest
thing
men.
is,
It's
wasn't that
ridiculous.
there was somebody that seemed to
That
be
South
of
Asian.
that descent
Yeah.
laughing on the panel. So why is it that they're not asking him why he
I
was
don't
like,
know.
what's Chunks got to do
There's
anything?
nothing in this world that Chunks can do that they will not cuss him for. Like when he was in the club, and he was singing.
Oh yeah,
singing
for Chris Brown.
song, and you know the video appears to be.
He wanted to get picked.
Listen, they were like, "Oh, isn't it haram to be singing?" I thought he said he quit music. Why is he singing? They literally don't give the guy a day off. Like, it's wild. But then Jake Paul has added his 2 cents to KSI's apology, and it says, "Fake guy with fake apologies every other week. I hope you take this more serious than taking a break off social media, so you can focus on training and then reappearing 2 weeks before your fight, saying you're a new man. Meet with British South Asian community leaders, get with the right charities and give back."
What?
I'm going to address that in a second because I hate
What?
this thing. "I made my own mistakes in my early 20s, but we are too old for this behavior. I look forward to knocking you the F out on behalf of all South Asians around the world. You 30-year-old PRICK." He's a man who's white business. Isn't he white?
Yeah, but so somebody who's made the same mistake is calling somebody else out.
Yeah, because he's saying that we're too old now. He said, "I made mine in the 20s.
So?
We're too old now." You know that
You-
thing of
you
when
can't
people, when
talk.
someone upsets a certain community and they're like, "Oh, go and give back." I hate stuff. I hate that. I hate it so much. I don't care what you said about black people. Don't come and start giving charity, talking about, "Oh, I'm giving money now," so that kind of excuses everything I've done. Talking about give to charities and shut up, man.
It don't really matter. Them man are all still friends regardless. So you know,
Well, I can't be called. I can't be getting cooked for something, and my friends are calling me out. You know. That's wild.
it's a general statement, isn't it? It's a very generic statement. If that makes sense.
No,
It's
but
just
you-
cover everyone and
What, Jake Paul's one?
no, as in that whatever the sideman said. It's just,
Oh yeah.
do you know what I mean, they're still all friends, man. Come on, man.
It's wild. But yeah, man. That's it for me. Let's get into people's journal.
All right, people. So welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. So today I just kind of want to talk about ISIS, because we're coming to that time of the year where April 6th is the finance, basically the turn of the financial year. And so that's when everyone's tax-free savings allowance is renewed pretty much, right? Does everyone in here have ISA? Do you care about ISIS?
I do have an ISA.
Do you use it?
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I use it.
Okay, cool. I see Mark saying no, he doesn't have an ISA. Do you have a savings account?
Nope.
Okay, cool. You just leave your money in your current account.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you separate it?
It'll make a difference. It's all there. I'm not going to spend it all.
But don't you want some interest? Investments. This is for you.
Okay, then let's do it.
All right, so basically every year, you know, everyone, well, adults anyway, we get £20,000 tax-free allowance, yeah? So basically, you can put that money into ISA and you're not going to pay no tax on it at all. The government can't touch it, can't do anything with it, right? Cool. Now, a lot of the time people, the reason why I mention it is because obviously it's that time of the year where if you want to put your money into, if you've got a certain amount of money that you want to put into your ISA, it's probably best to do it now because April 6th comes, it's going to restart, right? So you can benefit from having 20K in it now, if you've got 20K, and 20K again on the 6th, for example, on Thursday, right? So that's why you get a lot of people trying to make use of it right now. Also, what I was going to say is when people are doing the trying to get ISAs, basically, to do obviously the due diligence and make sure they're getting ISAs that have the best interest rates, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what bank you're banking with, as long as your interest rate is the best. I don't want to go into too much detail with the types of ISAs in terms of stocks and shares ISAs. Do you guys know anything about stocks and shares ISAs? You have any? Okay, cool.
I'll be honest with you. I just clocked that you're talking about finance. I thought you meant the terrorist group.
Oh,
You
were like-
thought you said ISIS.
Yes, I said like it's around that time. I said
No,
it's an
yeah, I
anniversary.
thought I
we're
heard
missing, like-
ISIS as well, and then I realized
That's his anniversary.
Yeah, 'cause like, it's coming to that time. I was thinking, what happened?
Sorry, guys. ISAs, yeah. What was I saying? Stocks and shares ISAs. Basically, easiest way to explain it is you've got an ISA that you can use the money to invest into stocks and shares, right? And you can usually people do it with ETFs, index funds as well, through companies like Vanguard and stuff. So pretty much, if you wanted to invest in something like the S&P 500 or the FTSE 100, for example, there's an index that tracks that particular, basically the S&P, right? And basically, essentially what you're doing is buying parts of every company, right? And that money, the reason why I'm mentioning it now is basically because any of the money that you earn from it, the interest, the profits, is tax-free, basically. Yeah, so let's just say you invested in something via your stocks and shares ISA in Amazon, for example, yeah? And I don't know, Amazon did amazing, for example, yeah? Typically, you'd have to pay some tax on that. You wouldn't have to pay anything because it's via your
Has
ISA.
to be from okay, yeah.
Exactly,
Has to be from
yeah.
ISA, yeah.
That's why I'm mentioning that. But there's a bit more detail to that, but obviously this is not really about that, right? Also, just wanted to say, if anyone's out there getting less than 3%, for example, on their ISAs or any savings account, probably best to open up an ISA now and switching it so you just get more for your money. For those who kind of struggle with saving and stuff, again, another tip is direct debits. Do standing order, innit? And so you can just think, not have to think about it. Another thing is, a lot of the time, some people, well, not as much today, but some people still go into branches to open up their bank accounts and stuff. Sometimes you get better offers online. So, again, look online and open up your accounts online as well. Another thing is, when you're looking at ISAs, some accounts, your 20K allowance, well, it used to be a thing where they weren't flexible at all. What I mean by that is, if you were to put in £1,000 and then take out £1,000, that counts as £2,000 use of your allowance. But now you can get flexible cash ISAs, where it's like you can do it as many times as you want. It's just down to the amount of money in the account. If that makes sense. Yeah, cool. So make sure you're getting a flexible ISA just in case you need it and want to replace the money. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not taken out twice, effectively. I was going to say another thing as well. Obviously, this is not going to happen to nobody, hopefully, God willing, in the chat or nothing like this. But just in case you didn't know, you can inherit your partner's ISA allowance if they die. So, for example, say, I don't know. But yeah, there is a limit though. It's up to the value of how much money they had in their account at the time of death. So let's just say, for example, you got 20K allowance. Your partner had, obviously, their 20K allowance, but they had 10K in their account. You now can inherit that allowance up to the 10K. So going forward, you would be allowed a tax-free allowance of 30K. If that makes sense. Yeah? Cool. So you wouldn't be like everybody else, but pretty much with just the 20K. It will be with their share as well. Another thing is you can take out more than one cash ISA. You can only put money into one in any given financial tax year. But just in case, let's just say you had a cash ISA before, this year, for example, and you've got money in it and you want to start afresh, you can have both running at the same time. You get your interest in your old account, but you can't put more money into your old account. So you can have two. And I believe the last thing I would say is, pretty much just open up an ISA. If you've got a savings account, just open up an ISA. There's no need to really just have it in a crappy savings account. You can have an ISA get more interest. Remember, inflation is about 10% now. So we're losing 10% of our money, pretty much, right?
Just off the back.
Just, you know what I mean? Just for having it. The average cash ISA now is around 3%, 3.5%. So at least you're cutting that down to some degree. But yeah, on another day, I think I'll talk a bit more about the stocks and shares ISA because I think everyone should pretty much try and take advantage of that. Because, man, that's how the rich get wealthy.
Apparently, Rebecca said you should also say that this isn't financial advice.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah,
this is not financial advice.
Just in case you get sued.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, it's not financial advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man.
Nice. Let's get into asking for a friend.
I am. Blueface.
What's the second? What's it? So some people just, it says introduce.
Oh no, just
Okay,
read it.
cool.
Yeah, sorry.
So below, I believe this is something that someone sent in.
Yeah. So this is a dilemma. Sorry.
Okay, cool. It's a dilemma. So it says a short one. I don't know if you've observed and or experienced different reactions to when a black guy is with a white woman and when a black woman is with a white guy. Why is that? Is it because we as black women, yes, I'm a black woman, feel jealous or entitled that a black brother should favour us more than someone else? Seeing STDA is a good space for progressive black conversations, I wanted to know if you lot could help figure out the answer or find an answer.
Very black today, aren't we? I personally don't look anyone any kind of way. Like, I don't judge people based off who they're with or anything like that. If I see a black guy with a white woman, for me, my only thing is always don't speak down on the race that you are and that you're not with. So if you're a black man and you're with a white woman, don't speak down on black women and all is great. If you're a black woman with a white guy, don't speak down on black men and all is great. That is my only thing. But be with whoever you want to be with. But I have been in situations where say it's like a black guy with a white girl and she kind of gives me this kind of look of like I've got him kind of thing. But a lot of times like, baby girl, that's not the one I want anyway. Like, that's not,
I got him.
that's all right. It's for
That's
you.
a bit
Like, do you know
crazy.
what I mean? And I know I've heard some white women brag about the fact that, you know, their type is black men and they never date black men. And I've actually heard conversations of like, you know, they're just like white women because, you know, like it's kind of like that, you know, we're easier to deal with. And then that whole angry black woman stereotype, it's this is why people don't have to keep things in-house. It's now spilling over to white women where they think that is why they're attracting black men because they're easier for them. And, you know, like we're kind of like where they like us more because we're easier to deal with than black women. And you know how black women get. Like I've actually heard people say, white women say that, like, oh, you know how black girls are, you know, so of course they're gonna, you know, you'd rather be with me kind of thing with a white woman. So I personally don't care, each to their own, everyone do what you want to do. Wherever you find love, that's where you find it. But I just don't believe in speaking down on anybody.
Yeah, I agree. And I've never looked down on anybody, but I do find that when a black man is with a white woman, it's almost like I sense that he's uncomfortable when he sees me.
Yeah, he's ashamed.
Yeah, like I don't give off anything. And sometimes
down, like, they
I
look
don't
shy.
want to even look at them too long because I don't want him to feel away. But I sense he starts getting a bit
Like I feel like
uneasy.
they feel like they're letting you down, but I don't care.
I don't
Like,
care.
Yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. I feel that, but I think it's because like I feel like they're kind of like a sellout or they're letting that. You take that from MLK when you guys meet.
If you saw Woody with a white tee, what are you saying?
Who's Woody?
Woody McCain from Empower.
Who's that? The main
Kane.
Oh, Kane. Okay.
Beautiful black man. I wouldn't. That's his own. As long as it doesn't speak down on black women, that's fine. I'm still gonna fancy the pants off him, but as long as it doesn't speak down on. Of course, I will always promote black love.
Would you be
though.
a little bit disappointed if I put up a picture now with his girlfriend and she's white?
Yeah, because I love black love. I'm black love to the death of me. But, oh, that's cute. I'll be honest, actually, I might like him less. I'll be honest with you.
Please.
I think I like him less. Like, Omari Hardwick, when I used to watch him on Being Mary Jane,
Who's that?
Ghost.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I was like, oh, like, beautiful black man. I loved Being Mary Jane. I loved everything. Then when I saw that he was with his wife, I was like, like, you're still fine, yeah, but I don't know. You're not like...
I also think it was the type of white wife that he had as well. That was like, it just threw me off. I was like,
what type?
It's like a gothic.
Yeah, like it just wasn't the type that I
shaved side of the head kind of white.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a
it was
punk rock kind of.
Kind of
Grungy
weird.
kind of.
Yeah, it's just,
it
wasn't your
usual lovely Rachel with the nice hair. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. It was just
Rachel with the nice hair.
alternative.
I was like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I do think it will. If it's a guy that I think is very good looking, it will have a little.
It's not like that grungy.
I didn't see that.
That's
picture,
a good
man.
picture. That's a really good picture. Yeah.
When the news hit the
I was just
streets,
like, yeah, mate.
Are you a chopper?
That's the picture.
No,
I'm definitely
but
chopper.
when the
I don't
news hit
discriminate,
the
you know.
streets,
I'm
it wasn't that.
I'm
Mark,
a all lives matter.
Do you walk on road with like
All
girls
lives
that you
matter.
link?
Yeah.
So like white girls as well?
Yeah.
Do you feel any type of way if you see anybody?
Now you're gonna ask him.
Obviously, I'm just
That. You said you know better than that.
so nothing. No.
Nah.
Okay. Has anyone ever given you like a bit of a weird eye or anything?
Yeah, if you walk around with white girls and black girls see you, they'll look at you. But
What about guys? Black guys? They don't care.
nah, guys don't really care. Guys don't really care. I think it's more girls. Me, I've been with white girls and seen black girls and they try and look at you. But again, it's I'm very shallow on that. So like, if they were like leng and that, maybe it might affect me. But when there's a gal that I don't give a shit about that couldn't touch me with a barge pole, I don't give a shit what you all think.
Yeah.
Oh, child.
No, do you know what I'm trying to say though? You gal are worried about all the wrong things. You're miles off it. This ain't even your league, rude girl. This ain't your story.
Yeah.
So don't worry about what I'll be doing. You know what I'm trying to say? But again, I'm off to you. Like I'm honestly, because I think men are crazy, innit? Like some men don't, and I get it. Well, some people don't date without their race, so they don't see attraction everywhere and all that. But I'm just like I'm saying I've got like 100% of the market share. Do you get what I mean?
You just see
like,
attraction.
No, but you are missing meals. Like there's stuff that you don't know. Because there's places you're not gonna go. I'm an explorer. I'm going I'm not missing nothing. I'm getting all kinds of leng.
All right, Dora.
Asian Doring exploring. I'm getting Asian leng,
No, but do you know what happens?
European leng, African leng,
if it's
Caribbean.
leng, I got
If
it.
it's leng, I'm with it. You get what I'm saying?
Like, I mean,
I'm with Brent. Clip me up.
International Globetrotter.
International Globetrotter. That's my story, innit? And I don't mind. I own it. But I get where people come from because when like, interracial, I think interracial relationships are all right when the man's black.
Okay.
Wow. Explain.
That was standard. That's fair.
Explain.
Because I was like, if I
Even is
The
giant.
damn land.
He's trying to hold it in, yeah, but he's like,
I'm thinking ahead, I'm thinking, how can I do this? I'm saying, Marks, leave it alone.
Land the plane. Land the plane.
no,
Land the
I
plane.
might agree with you. I might
Yeah,
agree
but I
with
don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. I don't know.
you.
Do
Do it.
it away whilst in real time.
I think you should do it because I might have an interesting take on it.
I just don't know because what the sentiments that you sort of feel, you kind of feel it when you see, especially a buff black thing with a white. It's like, bro, what did he do? Where did she just gone? You get what? She just gone, like raw. It's like okay, but then again though, I think men are different as well. I don't turn my nose up at the white youths, so I'm not on. Like, I don't. I always assume that if you're with her, you're good for her. If that kind of makes sense. Even regardless of whatever, I don't turn my nose up on the white youths. I don't have no disdain towards the white men that are with black women. But it's like so some of them's got the leng ones. It's a little bit not jealousy, but it's like god damn.
Do you know what? I feel like that's why I said you should land your point because I feel like I kind of get it a little bit because I don't pass judgment. I feel like whatever you want to do in it, but when I see the black girlies with the white men, because the PR on TikTok has been very strong recently. The girls they're enjoying. I'll be very honest with you. The black girls with the white men, they are enjoying life.
I don't.
right?
You know what? Sorry to cut you. I don't judge there, but I'd never understand when I would see like black girls celebrate a black girl with a white guy, but then get onto a black guy with a white girl. I never understood
For
that.
the same reason why he thinks that he will feel
The
like
other
it's
ways,
cool if a black guy was with a white girl, but not necessarily might feel the same way. But I think because it's our gender, you will always like gravitate more to if it's something with your gender. Do you get what I mean? But I don't feel any less when I see a black guy with it. But when I see a black, I'm just like you're happy. As long as you're happy, that I'm so happy that they're happy. Do you get what I mean?
Is it also because like you see them as being able to like bust a cuss?
And they made it out of the hood.
Boss the curse.
If they're being treated nice, I'm like, I love that for you, sis. I'll be honest, I wish I had eyes where I could be with somebody from another race. I think I'd be my third marriage by now.
Sometimes you say you're in bondage right now, right?
Because
And you
I'm
can't
in bondage
see
to black
anything else.
men. Like,
Yeah.
because I just love, that's like, I'm so attracted to black men that I wish sometimes I wasn't. Because I would like to have a bigger pool. Do you get what I mean? I'd like to have a bigger pool, but my pool is very restricted. Does that make sense? I'm saying silence is deafening. Someone speak. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Do you get what I mean?
If there
Black
was
or black
another
pool
race
or-
you'd go to, what do you think it would be?
I don't know. It has to be
Asian.
black adjacent. No. It has to be like...
I think it might be a
Black Colombian.
only because I go to the gym. It might be a Turks thing for me or a Greek.
Yeah, but do you know what? Because they've got, not in a
'Cause-
rude way, but they've got culture. This is why
Yeah.
it has to be like black adjacent. It can't just be
or Italian, like
yes,
that type
because there's
of.
some form of like
There's family. It's similar. Yeah.
There's something there. I mean, they probably call us N-word and stuff, but there's just something. I feel like because British white is quite plain.
White Italians might be more racist.
No,
than Brits.
they are, and they fetishize black women. They call me chocolate and stuff. It's weird. It's fetishized. Yeah, but do you know it's like I feel like white British feels bland to me, but like Turkish, Cypriot, like
it's a bit of spice.
It's got oomph to it.
Yeah.
But even then, I just don't think that I could go the whole way. It's just it's tricky. So yeah, man.
But you see how you don't mind, if you see a black man with a white woman, or the other way around, If so, again, all right, you see them, you don't mind, cool. But then I don't know, you somehow find out that particular black person only dated white women, for example, or that black woman only dated white men.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Do you know what? Yeah.
Even though he's not bringing down black people?
No, it depends why it is. If you've grown up around black people, so there's some people they've been born and raised in just predominantly white area. This has been how you've been socialized.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't pass judgment about that.
Okay.
But if you've been raised like around black people, like just you live in black areas, you went to black schools and whatever, and this is just your type, because for me, what that means is that you've gone out of your way to find that.
Not necessarily, because in black areas, like in all our areas now, I'm assuming now, obviously we went to school where there's loads of black people, white, whatever it may be. But let's just say you liked Sally or Jim in your classroom. You may like another white person's name in college, right? Yeah. Then in uni.
Yeah.
It could happen.
No, but that's fair. But I'm speaking about if the ratio has always been majority black people and minority white people. I'll be honest with you, being real, and all you've ever dated is white women, I will find that a little bit weird. Because there's no black in your history.
But where does that happen?
I personally don't date black guys, by the way, who've only been white women.
There's black men out there that don't date black women.
Black women,
I was one guy's first black girl. I said I could.
Yeah, no.
I'm out.
Good morning.
Good
What
morning.
is your name?
That's a fact.
Morning,
That's a
hi.
fact that I have with certain people. Like the N-word argument, that I just don't understand. Like black men that don't date black women. You know what I'm trying to say? That I don't. It's mad to me.
Strange.
Yeah. Morning, caller. So, what was your name, babe?
Morning, hi, it's Nat.
Morning.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Nat, you right?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just quickly on the whole, like black women with white men and vice versa. So my thinking, right, is that the reason why a lot of black women seem to sort of celebrate when other black women are with men outside the race, it's not just a kind of like, oh, you made it out and all that. But it's because if you look at, there's been so much research that's done that black women generally, in terms of desirability, we are at the very bottom, right? And there's a number of reasons for that. There is, and the whole like preference talk, right? People say, oh, my preference is this, but it's because you live in a Western world. If you think about the beauty images that we've been fed, it's like Eurocentric, it's white, right? So black women are generally at the very bottom. If you've seen research that's been done on dating sites, on Bumble, on Tinder, or whatever, black women are always at the bottom, whereas white women, for example, are selected by every other group, right? But black women are probably going to be clicked on probably by black men who've been socialized in black culture. So there's so much that we're dealing against. So and even if you think about the whole like black girl magic and all this stuff, this is sort of like 15 years or less, like black women celebrating themselves, because it's had to come from us saying, you know what, we're not going to wait for any validation, we're going to celebrate ourselves. So there's a deep history of black women, not because we're not beautiful. We are very beautiful. We're very intelligent. We are the table, right? But we've had forces, colonialism, slave, like everything. If you think it has impacted the black woman to be down, and I think that's why when you see a black man with like a white woman or whatever, it's like, okay, fine. But then when you now think about marriage and all of that, what is marriage? Marriage is like wealth creation, right? So if you choose to then marry outside of your race, you are choosing to create wealth with a Polish woman, right? You are choosing to, basically you're saying like, if anything happens to you, this is now going to my Polish children and everything. It's quite deep, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but we have to think about it in that way. So personally, that's why for me, if I see a black woman with someone else, I know for the most part, right, she probably has tried, right? If we look at high-profile people like Serena Williams and so many other people, they'll tell you, listen, I've tried with the black guys, right? And I'm either called ugly or I'm like the preference that's hidden away because I don't look like Maya Jama or I don't look like whoever, right? So black women in that sense. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't think that black women owe black men any sense of loyalty because, you know, you can't politicize yourself to the point that you politicize yourself out of love. Because we all need love individually. We all need to be cared for. So yes, if I meet like a white man, and most of the time probably I'm going to meet a white man maybe who's from Gloucestershire or from the Cotswolds or whatever. Imagine the wealth I'm tapping into. Huh?
She said, ha!
From the fact that if you look at the average, you know, like the average when it says that black families, what they pass on, whatever, in terms of inheritance, like wasn't it like black families like sometimes even £1 or whatever? So actually I'm doing myself a favor because it means that for my next generation, it's likely that my dude, the nan, has given him a house.
She's saying this.
Listen, the neck up for having. So I'm just sort of saying that, cut a long story short, I understand. Personally, this is why I am pro black women being with whoever chooses to love them.
Get your paper, boo boo.
Yeah.
Interesting, that.
So, wait. When you say interesting, like, what do you take from that, Emmanuel? Because I take a particular thing from what she just said.
You go first, man.
No, you go first. Mr. Pro-Black activist. She actually likes you. No, as in she rates you as a pro-black activist.
Thank you, Nat.
Pro Yoruba.
Ghanaian.
Why do you? I'm gonna get back to that later. Okay, please continue.
Go, Emmanuel.
No, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like, why is it that we can't be long-suffering for our own people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that, obviously, you know, maybe a white person, sorry, a black woman, sorry, these are distracting me.
Sorry, just feeling it on some stuff.
A black woman may have tried with several black men. It didn't work out, this and the third. She wants to go to a white man, get a better life. I don't know. Milk and honey, land of paradise, all that good stuff. Cool. But why is it you can't build with a black man? Why is it you may not have the same grace?
I want to.
You want to? Then you can.
No, because
Why?
I've tried. They're out there. They you know, like it. Talk to people, hear their stories. Like they've tried, and again, because black men, again, because of history and stuff like that, they get a bigger pool because there's fetishized. I can't even say the words. Like they're fetishized, right? So they can get white girl, this, and there's all these temptations going around. So if I try and stick by you, but you're not sticking by me, I'm not saying this is a very. I'm generalizing,
right? Yeah.
Of course, it would be great to meet someone. I'm saying the stories that I know, a lot of these women, it's not that they set out to say, let me find my white king. No. It just happened.
Do you think you've been, what's the word? Institutionalized or something? Why are you equating like whiteness to wealth and prosperity and all this kind of stuff?
I mean, better.
Again, that's a generalization, but if we look at the numbers, it is reality, right? If we actually look at what black families pass on to their children versus what white families pass on to their children, there was a report that was put out.
So you're saying you want to abandon the black family to come up, basically, then? Because That's what you're saying.
no.
You can make the difference. You can go and find a strong black man and use build roots and set down, so that changes what you pass down to black
Have
kids.
enough
and
of
that.
looking.
Okay,
Even struggle.
maybe I haven't made my point correctly. I was sort of being facetious. I was being funny with that point.
No,
right?
that made me laugh.
I was just saying
It did make me laugh.
I was just saying that's just like an unintended benefit that you get, right? Not because you're setting out to get that. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I'm saying that when you talk to people, a lot of these people, maybe they literally just met Mark at work. And Mark was really nice. And Mark would be like, do you want to go for coffee? Do you want to do this? Oh, do you want to go and watch a play? And then as time went on, like Mark is like solid. And he doesn't do talking stages like black men in the UK, right? Black men will be like, oh, we're talking. Oh, we're seeing each other. Oh, we're this. No, a white man will be like, listen, I like you. I want to get to know you. Let's date. Let's be in a relationship. Let's get to know each other in the relationship. It is so straightforward. Whereas, like with us, there's just so many stages to avoid commitment.
See, I think this is back and forth. In the sense that the issues that I think black women have with black men, I know many will disagree with this, but I feel like black men have similar issues with black women. All we've got is each other. We just have to figure it out. That's all it is. And I think the best thing is just not to leave and go elsewhere. Let's just work on each other and figure it out.
It's hard.
Yes, it is hard. But you're comparing to white people. We are in white people's country. It's only 3.5% of us in this country. How are we going to compare in terms of wealth with the rest of the people in this country?
I don't feel
impossible.
I don't feel like black women go to white men just for wealth.
No.
Some.
Yeah. But a lot of them don't go for the broke ones. The white guys in my council estate.
That's fair.
They're not. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair, Emmanuel. But I don't know. I have nothing to say to that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's about a lot of black women who were attracted to white and black men and only dated black men and they're now married to white men or whatever. A lot of women, it's about treatment. It's about how they're treated. Like I get like we've only got each other, but there's only so much one can tolerate and keep going with if we've only got each other and I keep getting disrespected and used and abused by my own kind. It's only so much, you get what I mean? And for me, I'm not even being hypocritical like it's only for women. I'm talking about the men too. If there's a black guy who gets called a nerd by black women and gets clowned or whatever, and he goes white, like I can't fault that because yes, we've only got each other, but if my own don't love and appreciate me and embrace me, I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated. And they do that.
Yeah, I get it, but I feel like it's the exact same thing with black men as well. They can use the exact same arguments. Yeah. I've dated this black girl, and maybe she was like this. She had no ambition.
And I don't fault
or maybe
them for
she
that.
was like this. I like this, and it's you know what? Let me just date Sally.
I don't fault them for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to in this life, you have to go where you're celebrated and where you're embraced and where you're loved.
I feel like it gets to a point, and I know I'm kind of jumping many steps here, but it gets to a point where it's like, what does it mean to be black? Is it important to anybody?
So then what do you think that
because how do we propagate being black?
But then what we need to be doing then? What do you think the solution to that is? Is appreciating each other.
That's what I'm saying to you.
I don't think that's being taught as much as it needs to be taught.
No, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying that we need to say, okay, cool, let's appreciate each other. It may be rough for the next 5-10 years, even for this generation. But for the future, we have to sacrifice. We have to.
Yeah, I feel like, I'll be honest with you, I feel like this matter of black love...
Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
All that's going to happen is you're going to go marry a white guy and have a different set of problems. That's all that's going to happen.
I'll be honest with you, the girls on TikTok are looking good to me.
Yeah, but they're lying.
Yeah,
they're lying. They look good, but they're lying. There's certain things that they're missing. There's a reason why you tried with so many black guys before. And yes, you went over there, cool, maybe getting older, you want this, that, and the third. I get it, I do. But there's something that made you say, I want a black man when I was 25, when I was 30, 35, 37, said,
I do think that part of that, I think part of that is conditioning. Because, like, black love and black relationships and stuff, like, if you think about how it is that, like other cultures are spoken about in your home, even within other black people, of a Jamaican and all that kind of stuff. If you're African, there's so much with that. So I don't feel like a lot of people have always been open to what they like, but you're conditioned to believe that you should only like your own. So for me, I don't feel like, getting to 35 and being like, obviously that will be true for some people, but I do believe that a lot of people, what they're attracted to is what they're conditioned to believe. We hear that a lot, even with people in the LGBTQ community, where again, they've always known who they've liked, but because you're conditioned to believe that's wrong and whatever, you pretend and you say, oh no, you know what, I only like this. And I believe the same of black love and stuff. But I think it's just difficult. I feel like when it comes to the black family, the breakdown of the black family, for me personally, I don't know if people believe it or not, but I feel like it goes all the way back to slavery and so much. You get what I mean? So it's not as easy as let's just appreciate each other. A lot of things is how people have been conditioned for years. This is why I said that for me, you can date and be with whoever you want to be with. But when you start to speak on your own race, like I don't rate black women who are with white men and start telling me because black men are trouble. Ma'am, I don't believe in all that PR. I'm not here for it. The same way with black men and say white women are easier, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I feel like when it comes to interracial relationships, it's difficult. Because I've also, some black guys as well are fine. What's going on?
Nat.
Oh, sorry, Nat.
Goodbye.
But some,
Bye, Nat.
No, you still there?
sorry, Nat. But yeah, some black guys,
Sorry to keep you, Nat.
Oh, sorry, babes.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Some black guys, are fine to date white women, but they don't want to end up with them. And that in itself, I feel like that has got like this weird fetish thing that also needs to be addressed of how it is that you're seeing the women. That is an issue for me as well. I've had some conversations where it's like you look at them as like, it's just a fetish, innit? It's a very unhealthy fetish. And this whole thing about they're easier, sexually easier. That's an issue as well. So I feel like when it comes to like interracial integration in relationships, bars, do you know what I mean? I feel like it's an issue. There's just so much to it. It's so massive to unpack. And I don't think it's an easy solution of let's just appreciate each other and stick by each other.
It's definitely not easy. I don't think it's easy at all. But I do believe if we care about black love, black family, black husbands, wives, and children, we have to create them. And that means staying by them, working together. We can't say we love this, that, and the third, and then go and do this, that, and the third, because if we all did that, there won't be any of it left.
But you know what? I do believe that you can be interracial and still be pushing all things black. No, I can marry a white man and invest so much into the black community than a black love couple would. I
agree with you.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's about the individual and the intention and what it is that they want to do.
I definitely agree with you. Yeah, but
push back over there.
I definitely agree with you.
She's not having it.
I agree because we've seen in the past where people who have black men have married white women, for example, or people of different races, and contributed highly to the plight of black people. We know this, right? Yeah. But again, like Nat was kind of talking about, when it comes to wealth and passing that down in your family, right? The reason why black people are in the position we are today is because there's no wealth.
Okay, yeah.
We have no proper economic status in this society.
Yeah.
Right? It's because we don't have anything. A lot of that comes anyway from marriage and who you marry, who you have children with, and this, that, and the third. So if we are saying we're going to go this, that, and the third, all over the place, your biggest commitment, essentially, to your people may be who you marry.
Do you know what I think though? I feel like I think it's a good cheat code.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of black couples, black marriages, black unions or whatever, that may never get good wealth. Yeah. So if I'm approached by a white man and I can be with a white man and I can put money here, put money in this black organization, start the new black in Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? If I can do that, black wealth is happening.
I think it's different to say you care about black love and black community. You don't have to be black to care about the black community. Okay. But in order for you to care about black love, I think you have to represent that.
You think so?
100%.
But what if like that is the only place that love has found you?
Sorry.
Does love find you?
That's just my opinion. I think to care about black love and want to be about it, you have to marry someone black. If you care about the black community, you can be Asian, you can be white and care about the black community and invest in it. That's totally different. But to me, you can't say you care about black love and all things black love when you've married someone that's not black.
But what if no black man wants me?
I'm sorry, but you can't say no black man wants me. The type of black man you want might not like you.
Yeah, but I feel that's valid. You should want who.
Yeah, but that's not how life is. That's not how life is. I might want Idris Elba. Does Idris Elba like me? No, that's not how life works.
That's fair, but at the same time, if it's like I'm not talking about like not celebrities or whatever, but if the black men that approach me are not men that I'm compatible with, I'm not going to stay single. So, for example, the black men that approach
Compatibility
me,
changes.
No, but the black men
You
that
reckon?
approach me,
100%.
the black men that approach me, I'm not compatible with them on the things that matter to me.
Okay.
Subjective, if you think it changes and stuff, but the compatibility that it matters to me, I'm not compatible with them.
Cool.
In the same way, I've got white men approaching me, but I would then stay single. I feel like you can, like, why would I stay single if I've got an option of union there? I feel like you can care about black love and be with someone who's not black. I can appreciate the fact that other people were able to get black love. I just wasn't able to. Not everything is as, I don't think with love is as black and white like that. Like, I don't believe, if someone said to me, I care about black love so much that I wasn't able to be with a black man and I've ignored all the white men non-black men that have approached me, but I'm still going to stay single, I'm not going to rate that. But that's me personally. Because again, you can care about black love. Again, obviously, you're saying about, black community, you can care about black community and stuff like that. Yes. But I can appreciate and admire and love black love, but that wasn't my story.
Do you feel like it sounds some type of way if I say, you know what, I love black women, I love black women, I love black women. I just haven't found one. I've found Sally though. And she works for me.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think it wouldn't sound to me, because again, I understand that when it comes to love and like the partner you're with and stuff, it's not a black and white thing. There's so many factors you're annoying. Not black and white race, but it's like there's so many things that really play a part in that, where someone you might want to be with, for whatever reason you're not able to work out, it just can't work out. So if it's a case where the black interactions romantically you've had haven't worked out for you, I can understand the fact that you still love black love and that's what you would have desired, but it didn't happen for you. And so now you've gone to another race. That makes sense to me.
Dr. Umar ain't having it.
Yeah, but that's keep quiet, because he was using white workers to build his school, and he went on Breakfast Club. He went on Breakfast Club to talk about when he was with the black people. The black people were lazy. So Dr. Umar needs to damn self. That's what Dr. Umar needs to do.
I guess that goes to Esther's point though, isn't it? That he did try.
He tried.
With black, and then when he realized it was holding him back.
So are you gonna say he's not for black people now because he used white workers?
Yeah, it's true. It goes to your point. Yeah,
No, but as I said, I think it's different saying about black love and the black community. I think are two different things. If you say you care about black love that much, you saying, "Oh, no black man wants me," that's a false statement for you to say no black man wants me. It's the type of black man that you want that doesn't want you, and that's just unfortunate. Sometimes we have to compromise and make certain things in order to, and it's. Yeah, anyway, that's my opinion.
Love just ain't for everyone anyway. Like, not everyone's
and that's another fact.
Not everyone's gonna find love. Like, that's just facts of the world. Do you know what I mean?
It.
Some people don't want it. Some people are tired of looking. Like, whatever you want to call it.
And that's a fact. Not everyone's gonna find love, but I just think in this life, you just gotta do whatever it is that
what makes you happy.
That makes you happy.
You
I don't believe you're less.
Yes,
I want to see your.
You say go with the lovers.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying? Go with the lovers.
Yeah, but then say that. Say I want to do what makes me happy. Don't say. I just feel like it's a bit of an excuse. Just say I want to do what makes me happy. Whether it's with the black community, whether it's with the white, whether it's that, or whether it's. Don't try and say you're about something and then make an excuse as to why you've gone somewhere else.
You can be about it though.
I don't know. I think it's.
I can be about it, and it just hasn't happened. I can desire to be a lawyer or whatever, and I desire to be a judge, and it just never happened for me. I wasn't able.
Are you saying like you can't be? Are you saying you can't be pro? Are you saying you can't be pro black with a white person?
No, I'm saying if you say you're about black love and all of that stuff, but you've married someone white, that doesn't represent what you represent and stand for.
I heard that because the word you're using, but are you equating it to the same thing though?
What do you mean?
Like, I get that if you're championing black love and that's your thing. Then surely you need to be with a black person because it's love, it's the relationship, it's what you're talking about.
It's the love, the romantic, the relationship. But if you're about black community, anyone can be for black community. Anyone can invest in it. To me, that's two different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if E-Man doing the pro-black analyst meddling jam-packed, but his gal was white, that wouldn't affect his...
To me, that affects that. I don't know.
People are not going to be hearing
I won't take you seriously. I know that's just me. I'm not saying everyone should think like that, but I will not take
you seriously. And even if his
seriously.
actions and his deeds are all for the betterment of black people.
No, I'll say you're for the black community, but you're not for black love. That's me. That's two different.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying black love, but I'm saying with this whole spiel that he gives the black activist, news analyst, Melanie Jam Pack. I'm saying if this is still him, but his gal's white, does it diminish the experience for you? Does it change?
No, because you're still doing things for the black community.
Okay.
But he can't say in the same sentence, "I'm for black love."
Okay, yeah.
Because you're not.
Can you say that, Margs?
Can I say that?
Are you for black love?
Yeah.
Am I for black love?
One sec, Kelly. Yeah, I think I'm in support of black love.
All right. And if you got with a white girl, does that diminish that?
No, because I'm still supportive of it. I still want to see black relationships thrive.
This is what I'm saying.
So he has an example here, Margs.
Yeah, I still want to see black relationships thrive. I still care. I want to think if the person that I'm with is not black, but they work for me, again, you can say that's a selfish decision that I'm going to make for myself. This is what's better for me. This is who I click with. This is who I like. So I'm going to do that. That doesn't change my opinion about on what I want for my community and for my people and that.
Do you think it's more so?
There's a call on the line.
Sorry.
Morning.
No, you good? What goes? So
who's speaking?
Droops.
Sorry, who? Droops. Oh, Droops. Oh, you've been active. Go on.
Yeah. Listen, my whole point is that, like, I'm confused that, like, if you're aware of the whole thing of, like, there's a system that's in place that's, like, doing stuff to make black people not like each other, then why are we playing into that system? Like, I don't understand why it's like people are giving into the system that they're aware is against us and tries to make us hate each other.
So
Why
do you
we
is that
still
you
hate
feel
each
that
other?
interracial dating is given into the system?
Well, not like so much, but like the whole term, like black love, like the whole fact of like you've separated black love from love. Like love is love. If like if it's whole thing of like inclusion and we're supposed to be all together, then it shouldn't be a separation. Like there should be no divide. But for some reason, like they've made divide cool, but then it segregates us in the long term.
So when you say we're all meant to be together, do you mean all races then? Is that what you mean?
Like I reckon like we can coexist and be happy, but I feel like it shouldn't be a problem. Like I feel like it's never a problem when Asian people just deal with Asian people, or when white people just deal with white people. Like that's just a thing. But when it's black people, it's just like that's black love. Like there's no such thing as white love or Asian love. Like everyone just does their thing. But for some reason, we need to have a term or a phrase to make it seem cool for us. Like we can just be what we need to be.
Do you think?
Wait there.
It's a thing because you don't normally see them dating outside their race. That's why it's a thing. It was formed because of the other.
The rise and the other.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah, but I feel like if something's normalized, it's just like say if you want like racism to not be a case, then we shouldn't be making racism a topic then. It's that kind of thing. Like, if you don't want it to be a problem, then normalize it not being a problem instead of constantly bringing up the problem.
Okay.
So if everyone just operated like it was normal to do what they needed to do, then no one would have to mention like, oh, this is amazing, a black couple, because everyone would just understand that's what happens.
But if you're in a situation where it's a case where not everyone understands that's what's meant to be happening, what do you do there?
And the historical context of
I feel like,
this is happening.
I guess like
And
a
the
lot of it,
historical
yeah.
context of
Like
why
we go back
this
to it.
is even happening. That's
A
been
lot of it is that to like cool historical context. Cool, I understand. Like even when people talk about like the whole colorism aspect and stuff, but I feel like a lot of people play into this victim mentality, and they use like historical facts to prove their point, as in like stuff like, oh, light-skinned people had it easier. Yet we're in a time now where as much as light-skinned people had it easier, like black people have got loads of opportunities. So it's like that's not an excuse no more. When it comes to like relationships, I feel like a lot of people are using excuses because of slavery and all of this stuff. When like we live in a world where, as much as that's the case, like black people are all dealing with problems. So us within ourselves, we can like negate them problems because we've got bigger fish to fry.
What are the bigger fish?
Like the people who are the system that we care about, or like whenever something happens, we seem to realize that the system is rigged or that they're trying to get us down. But then we're the same people that are arguing about like who can pay for dates. If we're aware that the black people are put in a position where they're unable to get to certain positions or able to be at certain like places in like business or whatever, then it's stupid for us to treat each other the way that we treat each other on a day-to-day basis.
Are you saying the bigger problems are based around systemic racism?
Yeah. So
Alright,
like
well-
the systemic racism, which makes us hate each other, which makes us like
Yeah.
care about dates and all of this stuff. Like the divide, even against like women and men in general, because that's a whole different thing. Like the whole divide against women and men, and then on a deeper scale, black women and black men.
Emmanuel, some of the threads of systemic racism, does it involve the conversation that we're having today?
100%.
So, go on.
No, because this whole systemic racism thing, yeah, like, Droops, how do you potentially fight that, yeah, or live a life that can kind of make you, protect you against it, if you don't have a strong community, a strong black
I feel
community,
like
or a strong black family?
the first thing would be to be like, it's just to be aware of the field that you're playing in, kind of thing. Like I feel like when someone dies, like when a black person gets shot, or when someone gets arrested, or when a case gets brought up about a black person, like we're quick to understand that the media and all of these type of outlets and these operations are in place to kind of like give us a false narrative, or just give us an agenda, or make us think a certain type of way, or maybe make us like, they'll give us a picture with a certain caption, and it will make us like think a story is a certain thing, or like they'll make an article about a black person and put a different type of photo, or like they'll pick the wrong type of photo where it looks like a mugshot. Like we're aware that the media and all of these kind of people do stupid stuff in that sense, but then we play into it when it comes to like certain things like dates, or when it comes to stuff like this couple broke up with this couple, or this rapper said this. It's just like, if we're aware that these companies and that there's a bigger thing in place to like break us apart, then why do we always get broken apart by this stupidness?
If there's a threat on black family, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think we saying black love is kind of our way to highlight the importance of having black love, so that we can combat that threat on black family?
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's happening. It's like not so much performative, but it's like it's to help you feel nice about something. But if nothing's actually changing, then it's kind of like pandering.
Okay.
Like the whole Black Lives Matter situation. How for a lot of people, as much as like we understand Black Lives Matter, for a lot of it was literally just something you can slap in your bio. You feel like you're doing something good. You feel like you're part of a movement. Let's march, like kind of thing. There's a lot of people who didn't even step out their house when it comes to them type of situations. So like, as much as black love, it sounds great, if you're not actually fueling it and actively feeding into it, it's just a word.
So are you basically kind of seeing it like, oh, you know what, I'm black, I'm a father, I shouldn't be celebrated, because at the end of the day, I should be a father and look after my kid? Is that kind of how you're seeing it? Like, this is obvious anyway, we should be doing this.
Oh no! Like, obviously, of course, like within ourselves, if we wish to like celebrate that, if we feel like that's something that needs to be celebrated, then of course. But I feel like, like maybe as sad as it sounds, we should just be doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because it's the cool thing to do, or because it's been made cool. It shouldn't need to be cool to love black people. It shouldn't need to be cool to love a woman that I see with the same skin tone as me, or like colour as me.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be like made to be cool. I should just do it.
I hear you, and it makes perfect sense. I think it's maybe because you're maybe not understand. Let me not say not understanding, but maybe you're kind of not seeing how big the threat is against black family. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays, right? Like, we already know the stats about black families sticking together, this and the third, and then we're now seeing more stats about maybe black men going for more white women, and black women going for white men. And then again, someone in the chat was talking about how black women are finding it difficult to find like proper eligible black men to marry and settle down with. So if you're
things like this, it's like if we're aware, like again, if we're aware that there's a system in place that would happily like to see this disruption, this corruption, this like us not being together, then like even the fact that there's a statistic there, it's like, who really goes out of their way to study these type of things just to give this type of information to the black community on like a daily basis? It's just like, are you not literally watching them just like disrupting and just just making people argue and just making people have fights. Like as much as like, because in the real world, like the world that I see is, as much as I see all of these articles, when I step out, all I get is love from black women. All I see is my black friends chatting to other black girls and like going out and pursuing black girls. Like that's all I see. I see like events where I'm around black people and I chill with black people. I go to black events. I see black people mingling. So like as much as on social media, it would make it seem like black people are never going to be together. All I'm seeing is black love.
But I think that's the reason why you have the stance you have. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not seeing like what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot.
Oh no, I've seen it, but it's only really been on my phone and my timeline. Like I do see as soon as I look on my phone. I do see as soon as I look on these social media apps, and I'll be in these threads. But when I go into the real life, I see that it's like, as much as people would like to say like it's hard to find someone. I've been in multiple opportunities where I could have like, there's, if anything, it's probably been like internal or like stuff that's been like put into me from like indoctrination or something that's made me feel like otherwise. But apart from that, I don't see why there'd be any reason.
Droops, thank you so much so far for your contribution. Question: when you step out, do you see the sisters making the same complaints about black men as you see online?
No, I've heard like it's like I say, it's usually generalization. It's usually not even anything that's personally from them, just the theme. Like I'm saying, it's like
so it's never rooted in any sort of truth.
That's just being told to them.
It's never rooted in any sort of truth.
Oh no. Of course, there's been cases of women that feel like they've been like mistreated by black people, but usually the theme is not something personal. It's never usually something personal. It's just something that they feel like they have. Like that's the theme. Like when people are going, like, excuse my French, and shit.
So is he saying that it's just more online, like it's not real? Cause you know what? It's not. There is a lot of examples of black love, depending on what circles you're in, isn't it? Majority of my friends are black here, and obviously some of my friends do date interracially and that. But the majority of my black friends' partners are black. I would think. You get me? And then you go to the places where man go and the parties where man go and boom, 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 boom. There's examples of it everywhere. Like black man and black gal are flexing. Like this is so. What you're saying is obviously online the movement like there's a big problem in the same, but in our real world in our interactions we've got examples of it like every day, all over the place. So is it really?
The same with the dates.
Is it really like what they're saying? I don't know. That's because I'm thinking about it now. Most of my black friends have got black gal.
This is ridiculous. You get me? I don't know what we did.
Go on, you say so.
We understand that the majority, black women are still getting with black men, right?
Yeah.
And we're calling it struggle love because this is the conversation we're having. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We're not negating that.
Okay,
we're still seeing it's still working. As in, not working in a good way, but
it's
black
there.
women are...
They're holding on. They're holding on.
I can't see anywhere else because I'm not attracted to this. I'm not attracted to this. I have to do this. We've seen that, and it spills into conversation online. And you're seeing it. It doesn't mean that because we're having these discussions online, it's not happening in real life. It falls onto online. That's where the large audience for spreading this particular information is happening.
Okay, you're right.
Right? We're not saying that there aren't black women still not marrying black men or black men still marrying. We know this. We know it's happening because we're seeing our friends still marrying black women, black men. But when it is... I'm hearing when it is ever we talk about these conversations, it's normally the hyper-visible people that we really, really kind of react to. The footballers, right? You only get in with that white girl because of status, because of this, that, and right? We mentioned Serena Williams because, again, that's status, right? Status as in she's a high-profile person and she's now married a white person. She's been tried to do the whole black thing. Yes, but whoever she wants, it's not. Back to your point. So... Troops, I love your contribution 100%, and I love that you're optimistic. I love that you feel there is no problem. How old are you?
Droops still on.
Oh, he's gone.
No, he's still here. Troops. Maybe he's dropped off.
Yeah, he's dropped off. That's why, I feel
Thank you very
like
much
with
for
this
your contribution
conversation, there's just so many layers to it. Like, I've always said that I don't believe in, like, struggle love. I don't believe in settling. And when I say struggle love, I don't mean, like, work. I do believe like relationships and unions take work. I'm not opposed to that work, but there is clearly struggle love. I'd rather stay single. For the next 5 lifetimes of mine when I get back to Garden of Eden and everything than be in struggle love. However,
is struggle love a black thing?
No, the struggle of
Or
everywhere.
just okay.
When I
cool.
watched
Okay.
Howie, the white girls are going through it. The white girls are going.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mark writing them. The white girls are going through it. But for me, because I'm into black men, so I'd rather stay single than be in struggle love. However, like I love black love so much. I love love anyway, but black love, I love it. Right. I would rather stay single than be in struggle love. However, if it was a case where I was to find a partner that's non-black and I got with them, I'm still always going to love black love. I would it's a shame I didn't get it, but I would admire it in my friends who have that. I would admire it in unions and all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I mean? So this is what I was saying earlier. Like I get that some things you have to live your raps, but sometimes life does not afford you the blessing of being able to live your raps. And so me not being with a non-black person does not mean I'm not going to be pro-black love. Because if you could have found it, damn sis, I wish that was me.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I also feel like why can't we invest in finding black love as much as we do our careers? As much as you manifest all of this stuff and you really believe that this is for you and it's going to come, why can't you manifest it as well? Like, why can't you take it? Because choosing a partner is probably the most important decision you'll make in your life. So for me, if you are so for black love, why can't you invest more in gaining it? Why travel? Your husband might not be, because some people, they look in their vicinity, oh, it's not here. All right, I'm going to the white person. Like, how you invest in your career, you want to do courses, you put money here, go and travel the world. There's so many black men around.
That's fair, but you know what is, even with that, like, being able to travel the world, I see that as someone going to another country and saying they're going to start a career there and stuff like that. That's a privilege. And that's a privilege a lot of people are not afforded. Some people are not afforded the opportunity to be able to leave their community or leave where they are. And I absolutely do, I agree with you, but in the same way, it's not every job that I have that I absolutely love. It's not every black man that I'm intentional about going to find that I'm going to love as well. Or that is going to work out.
Black men.
Huh? There's
not many black men who basically who like it.
Do you mean, I've only ever dated black men, and I'm very, very intentional about how I date. I don't date often. I'm very, very intentional about all of that. But so far, I'm still single. There's a reason for that. Do you mean, obviously, I work on myself, and I'm not saying this situation hasn't worked out because of the guys. I've had flaws as well, and I continue to. But I would stay single than be in struggle love. But I will not, if non-black love finds me, I don't know that I will shun that. Because I haven't found the black love. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah, I heard that.
Is there a caller?
Hello.
Okay, well, let's move on quickly.
Yes.
Headline, please.
You're doing 12 o'clock.
You know what's coming.
Take things away from people.
All right, so this next headline, straight face now. There's a big trigger warning here as well, you know.
So dramatic.
Sorry. But the brother of television presenter Philip Schofield has been found guilty of sexually abusing a boy. Timothy Schofield, who's 54, from Bath, denied 11 sexual offences involving a child between October 2016 and October of 2019. Schofield, who was a civilian worker for Avon and Somerset Police at the time of the offences, was found guilty of all charges. This guy was a bloody... Anyway, Philip Schofield said after the verdict, "As far as I'm concerned, I no longer have a brother." Wow. The jury at Exeter Crown Court found him guilty with a majority of 10-2 after more than 5.5 hours deliberating. In a statement released by his lawyer, Philip Schofield said his brother had committed a despicable crime. "My overwhelming concern is and has always been for the well-being of the victim and his family. I hope that their privacy will now be respected." Yeah, this is the last thing I don't really want to read. It's a bit too graphic.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. Terrible thing.
Heavy.
And the next headline, an update. What happened?
Oh, do you know what's man? I was going to report that on Word because I was like, yes, sis, get your coins.
Yeah, it's an update from that case we were talking about the other day. Basically, where the Virginia school teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's filed a $40 million lawsuit against the school officials.
Your coins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alleging gross negligence for ignoring warning signs. The lawsuit filed on Monday argues the defendants knew the child had a history of random violence. Abby Zwerner, who was 25, was shot on the 6th of January in the hand and the upper chest and spent 2 weeks in hospital. The school teacher has undergone surgery 4 times. The boy brought the pistol in his backpack to Richneck Elementary School in Newport News, which is a city of about 180,000 residents, northwest of Virginia Beach. After being shot by the unidentified boy, Miss Zwerner, got her other students to safety before calling for help for herself. The police chief, Steve Drew, said after the incident that she's a trooper, she's a real hero. According to the investigators, the child took his mother's firearm, which was purchased legally. The board has since voted to install metal detectors at the Richneck School, which has 550 pupils. And also, they're looking to do that at every other school in the district as well. The superintendent was fired by the school board and the assistant principal resigned, but the boy has not been charged, nor has anyone else. The lawsuit claims that the same boy strangled and choked his kindergarten teacher last year.
Well, when he was 5.
Yeah.
What?
Jeez,
How do you strangle and choke
Five.
a teacher? How do you
that
get up
close
there?
to you. That's what I'm saying.
How strong was this kid, man?
These teachers are weak. No,
You see
teachers
that
are
with
weak.
Five.
slap, I will give you.
Listen.
Some brutal teacher.
Mate, real.
Yeah. It also alleges that the boy would chase other students with a belt to whip them and swear at staff. This guy was...
He's a
this
Guy's
child-
a menace. No, he
Hold
ain't
on,
going in jail.
all in the same school.
In the same
Yeah, see that school, bruv.
Yeah.
He ain't going in jail.
Because he shouldn't even be there.
First of all,
You shouldn't.
But
You
where'd
need
you
to
put
be
him
in one
though?
of them facilities that.
yes,
Camp
the military school.
100%.
When he's doing
At
press up for
5.
breakfast.
100%.
At 5, though.
Do you know what kind of menace
That
this
don't make
child
no
is?
sense.
What's
Was
happening at home?
Is there a big 5-year-old or
Why beat
something?
his parents up?
What's happening at home? Or he's seeing something, he's copying. One or the
Pure
other.
wrestling
Oh, there's
moves.
that too.
Yeah.
The guy's watching UFC.
And the last headline takes us to Malaysia, where Malaysia's parliament has approved a bill that will scrap mandatory death penalties for a range of serious crimes as part of a wide-ranging reform, bringing possible reprieves to more than 1,300 prisoners on death row. Currently, courts must mandate hanging as punishment for 11 serious crimes, including murder, drug trafficking, treason, kidnapping, and acts of terror. Now, courts will be given the option of handing down jail sentences of between 30 and 40 years, and caning as well.
I see your face there.
30 and 40 years.
I see your face
And
there.
caning.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you
I'm
gonna say?
in the comments.
Oh.
I'm talking about the spicy white ring on my finger.
Natural life imprisonment, in which prisoners are kept behind bars till death, will also be replaced, with jail terms of 30 to 40 years. Singh, who's the deputy law minister, was talking about this. Ram Karpal Singh, he called the reforms a significant step forward for Malaysia's criminal justice system. And he also said a review of this sentence reflects the government's commitment to always be open to renewing and improving legislation and justice in this country. Once the bill comes into effect, prisoners will have 90 days to file a review of their sentences, but not their convictions, right? He stressed that courts still have the power to uphold a death penalty after the review.
So they went from death penalty to 40 years.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Rocking the whole place.
So is that kid here gonna get? So that 6-year-old kid is the kid gonna get jail
He ain't
time?
going to jail. No.
But he's got a record of being a menace. You need to
Don't
nip that
matter.
in the bud.
He ain't got a record.
That
He didn't
needs
get
to be
arrested.
suspended or something because
only been
Won't go
charged.
jail.
That ain't nothing to him.
Tilly's-
He's
There ain't no-
watching games.
He ain't got no record.
There ain't no kids in
He got no
jail
record.
at 5
Not a
What you
proper-
can't you
Not in
can't
the world.
He hasn't been
Yeah.
charged. He hasn't got no record.
He's only got
So he's gonna go ahead
in school.
I think
Nah,
maybe
he's
it's like
18.
maybe it's
Yeah,
like
but
notes.
there's-
Maybe it's like notes.
Notes.
It's just-
Yeah, but can't they
maybe-
reserve it
filed.
for like a juvenile thing? Like, then he's just
They'll
saying,
have to wait
he
till he's a
needs-
teen.
and then trial it or trial him or whatever.
Remember, what 5-year-old or 6-year-old you see in jail?
Then it's keep receipts of all of this.
Where?
Do you know, if he turns
Show
is
me.
it 13, you can go to juvenile, right?
Yeah.
If he turns 13 and he's just racking up all these crimes, they need to bring everything up, all the receipts, start keeping them. Because if you're 13 and you're still the same menace that you were at the age of 55, still choking and doing whatever,
We
he
say
needs
if
to
he
be charged
robs
for all the
a
previous
if he robs a
crimes.
biscuit when he's 15, charge him for firearms.
Everything.
You know what?
Everything.
He must have some Infinity Stones or something, man. Or maybe just a Marvel superhero. I don't know.
Do you know what I feel like as well,
Doesn't
you know?
make no sense.
Kids like that, yeah, because they know they can't get in trouble. I feel like that's part of his fuel.
But why can't they get in trouble?
At
Because
5.
it's too young to go to jail.
No, but why are you still in a normal school?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be there.
Detention
You
center.
should you should not be there.
It's constitutional right.
It's crazy, man. He's got powers, man. You can't be choking at people, grown ass adults.
Like
How do you even get up there to
What?
put your hand around someone's neck? Like how?
Listen, he's got ups. Hella jumping moves.
That is crazy.
No.
It's wild.
Yeah, man. That's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into the reaction. Girl.
Not much to react to, man. Last night, Everton drew 1-1 with Spurs. Anybody watch the game?
No, I see a little bit.
I caught some of it. Decore got sent off for raising his hand to Harry Kane, put his hand in his eye.
He's the one that put his hand in his face. He
Yeah.
smushed his face, so why he put his hand in his
Yeah,
eye?
but he
Yeah,
dropped
that-
to the ground, though.
He
man.
smushed him.
He smushed.
They did mush him.
I saw it in slow motion, and I saw a still picture, and I said, "Nah, Harry, you should have rushed him. That's what you can't do
Should've
that. That's so
rushed him, yeah.
disrespectful."
Well, they were saying Harry overreacted
Yeah, he
the way he
did,
dropped on the
did.
ground. And all that.
Ah!
Nah.
Don't touch me. If we play football, I know the rules.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but no,
and I feel like
Nah.
that's what.
No,
I
but
feel like he did
can't
to Harry,
drop
yeah.
to the ground, though.
I will
bro.
drop to the ground. It's
I
like
will drop to
anything.
the
If I'm
ground.
running
I'm
past you and
rolling.
I feel a brush, I'm gone. Because don't touch me.
Sniper.
You get me? Like, you're not
Because, you know,
supposed
I
to do
feel like
that.
it's one of those ones where like I want to punch you back, but if I punch you, we both get a red.
Yeah.
So really, I'm like, okay,
Just
I'll
make
fall
sure.
to the ground.
Just make sure you get red.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
exactly.
shouldn't have lost the game after that, though. Like 1-0
Well, Harry
up.
and them lost.
They
Yeah,
drew.
they
What,
drew.
They drew. That feels like a loss.
I mean, if you get slapped in the face like that, you should have won. At least you could have done.
Yeah.
Both got-
So
there's 2 reds, isn't it?
yeah, it was 2 red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mora got sent off. What's funny is Michael Keane had a night, boy, because Michael Keane gave away the penalty for Harry Kane to score for them to go down 1-1. Yeah. Then, what am I thinking? Then he's the one who got fouled for Lucas Moura. Okay, so Lucas Moura nearly took his leg off. It was a nice challenge. You get me? Got Moura got the red card, so Keane was involved again. And then like 3 minutes later, he slapped it from 30 yards for the equaliser. So he made the mistake. He got redemption. It was his day, big day for him. Spurs dropped points, so top 4's looking like a myth for them. And yeah, that's about it. In avenues, Premier League, the Premier League matches are being paused for the Muslim players, which is cool. I think they've done it yesterday, I believe. Yeah, they did, innit? Decore, Onana, Idrissa Gueye, and them man there go to the side of the pitch and got patterned up. So that's always dope. Premier League getting involved because I'm sure some teams, some leagues ain't doing all that, innit? What about the guy? Who was we talking about that? Was that yesterday with the guy who my man set it up, innit? The guy who dropped the players and then they lost and then blew up the other ones and all that. So Premier League showing initiative. You get me helping out their Muslim players. Shouts out to the acts during Ramadan and all that. Big up yourself, gang away. And what else is here? Brendan Rodgers left the City. Well, no, we spoke about that yesterday. He's gone.
Where's he going to end up next, you reckon? Maybe Tottenham?
Don't know. A lot of them, man, they're probably gonna. You might need to wait till the end of the season, man, and just recharge. You can't go into a team now, man. He's been working for nothing,
Yeah, but
man. He might as well wait.
both of these clubs can't wait till the end of the season to like.
Of course they can.
No, but it'll just be as in that Tottenham might not get top 4.
There's 9 games left.
It's a lot of games. A lot
You
of
don't
points
bring in
to
a
be
new
lost.
manager that's got a philosophy, a style of play, everything that they need to implement. I think you're gonna get it done in the 9 games.
I know, but Leicester can still go down, don't it?
Again, that's a hatchet man job. So if it's a big Sam, then that's different. I think he's talking
Big
to more
Sam
to the.
ain't coming in for
I
nine
thought he's talking
games.
more to the top of the teams. No, okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
Leicester, they're in a relegation battle. So yeah, if they could bring someone in, they should do it. They should do it. And
Well,
then-
what, you reckon Tottenham should wait? If you're a manager, wouldn't you want to see what the players are like?
I thought they would have went with Ryan Mason because keeping Conte's number 2 is ridiculous.
It don't make
And
no
then
sense.
I saw the way that they set up yesterday. He's just playing like Conte. That this is what he knows, and that wasn't working. I don't know if it was his personality that was rubbing him the wrong way, but the system and all that is still the same thing. So to me, it doesn't make sense. But again, they'll probably save themselves a bit of money in that and just wait till the summer and go again, man. Look, Poch is available, Nagelsmann's available now. Brendan Rodgers is available, and someone else that I can't think of. Or even Potter or whatever. Like, so you get your ducks in a row, man. Because this decision that you make, hopefully, this gaffer needs to be the next gaffer that Spurs pick needs to be there for the next 3 years. You gotta make sure.
What's the likelihood of that? What's my remember now? 16 months? 13 months?
So whatever you do, they gotta make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's and get everything in order. So I'm not onto them for not pulling the trigger straight away. Again, I was even saying it with Brent. Brent was saying he's not sure, but I'm of the mindset that they should have just rid the 9 games out with Conte, man.
Made some more sense.
Make the most sense to me. Even with him being gone, it's like, nah, I can see where he's at. Nah, you should have just. But maybe it was too much in it. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, innit? Maybe it was just too much, too contentious. I don't know.
Obviously, he wanted out of there. I get that, but 9 games, you can still make top 4. Obviously,
He would have stayed and played because he was talking like he was going at the end of the season anyway. He never had no plans to stay longer than that anyway. So he could have done the 9 games, bro.
Better off, innit?
I don't know, but oh well. And then, yeah, great. That's it. That's the end of the reaction. Let's get into done here. We did. With Mo and that. Mo went for everything. Mo was on the phone for about 6 hours.
Okay.
Huh?
Didn't do him like that.
All right. In the spirit of foolishness, it's here. I'll just go into it quickly. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's a tweet. I thought it was a news story. Basically, is this funny? So, Royal Mail had to apologize, yeah, because one of the managers at the Royal Mail, yeah, sent round, I don't know if he's done this email to all the staff members or something, yeah, saying, yeah, that they're going to get an 11% pay rise backdated to April 2022 to be paid on the 7th of the 4th, 2023. Everybody's over the moon. The whole faculty, the whole staff, everybody's like they can't believe it. Turns out it was April Fools.
That was so rude.
I'm moving to man.
Listen, as someone who doesn't work
I'll leave
there,
my
yeah,
job.
it's funny to me, but I just think that's wild. That's so mean.
You know, some people spent that money, right?
I'm
Like as soon as
losing
they
my
heard,
job.
as soon as they heard,
So we're eating out
they
tonight,
booked
baby.
that holiday, like, and then to realize, oh my days.
What's the repercussions of this?
He's gonna get fired. He's gonna get fired. He's
Yeah,
gonna
we've
get
got to
fired.
have a
He's gonna get fired.
conversation, man.
He's gonna get fired because really and truly, he's gonna get fired. He's gonna get fired. You're not about to manage me after you pull this kind of stunt. He's got to go because really and truly as well, the company should have to do some kind of compensation for people because that's emotional
This
distress.
is where I was going to go because I don't know how it works with stuff once you put it in paper. Like, I don't know what's law bind or whatever, but you've put this there. Can anybody hold him accountable
Was there
to
a
this?
signature at the end?
I think there could be, you know.
Like, obviously
that's
they
true,
might not have to agree to the 11%, but can there be some form of
We want
compensation?
something.
Some people like are they entitled to do something about this
I think they can.
as a
Because I'll be honest,
company?
I'm looking out, like you said, I'm looking out for a signature and I'm
Yeah.
looking out for the Royal Mail letterhead. Once
For
them
the
two
stamp.
little things are there,
Yeah.
let's go to court. Because that's emotional distress, especially in this cause he lives.
Yeah, you're playing with
That's
people's.
wild, man.
You're playing with people's mind and their
That's
heart,
not- that's not
their
fun, man.
feelings. You can't
That's
do that.
horrible.
Yeah.
So you're saying he gets sacked?
He has to get sacked. He has to.
Something.
There's no other way. I'm striking again. Out as Royal Mail, I'm striking again.
See,
He's got to get sacked.
I'm sorry, and I laughed here. They made me laugh here, but I'm laughing and I'm proper saying like this proper ain't funny.
out
Like
of
he's
order.
not.
It's
It's
out of
so
order.
mean.
He didn't even read the room. He didn't check
He
his
didn't read
mirrors.
the room.
He didn't think
at
about
all.
it.
Like, it's like when he was writing this up, he's like, this is funny.
You know
This
what?
is-
It's to
everybody's
write that
gonna be
up.
so like what?
Do you see that there's more than 1 point?
Like,
Bullet points. He really
It'd be
thought- he
funny.
said,
If,
"I'm
it
gonna
would be
get
funny if
them."
the other points were real. Like this is legit.
Imagine.
This is a legit message. You just threw that nonsense in there. You get me? But yeah, I'm pretty sure some people never found it funny.
No, for real though, there's someone probably in that company losing their mind over that.
That's
It was
so
like
sad,
Max said,
you know?
someone, at least one person spent the money
But you know
already.
what it's like?
Losing their
Obviously,
mind.
the cost of everything is going up here, so you would have had a sigh of relief, like, oh.
Yeah.
And
little
this-
leeway.
And do you know what's mad as well? They said they're getting paid this week.
Yeah, that's
So they think
crazy.
it's just in time for the weekend.
yeah, it's
There's a
And
couple
then you say
people-
April Fools.
There's definitely a couple of people pointing up into the sky saying, "Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord
Listen.
Jesus."
Praise and worship in the
And
middle
then
of the
you see-
post office.
listen.
And then you see April Fools. No, you're gonna lose
It's
your.
got to
You're
go.
gonna lose your rag. Still.
Where do you go for that? Is that what's it called? Is it like the court arbitrary? What's it?
Court arbitrary.
Ombudsman.
Is that where you can go? Where can someone go? Someone who's got a gripe here. Where can they go? What can they do?
They've got,
I really don't know.
there'll be some kind of work. There's something. There's a court for it.
The union. They got.
There's some kind of union, or we're about to start a court for this. Because
Yeah.
this is the first of its kind. It's going to be the last two. Nah, something's got to give. Something's got to happen.
Fools, you know.
They need to
Yeah.
fire him,
Yeah.
split his salary
Between them, innit?
to everybody. Everyone gets a nice little bonus.
But
April
do you
Fools.
feel like it's a bit harsh though?
No.
Lose his job though.
Yeah.
Something's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
Do you know what is? Do you know what is about what the climate is? Yeah, there's people who are like facing like homelessness, people who are having to make decisions about we can only have like 2 meals max a day. Like things are so bad for people
Dire.
that you a joke like that is so
So
horrible.
distasteful.
What about
Yeah,
demotion?
very
What about
distasteful.
demotion?
Traumatizing.
Because he's like a manager, innit? What about
It's
demotion?
not enough, man.
Demotion.
I'm not respecting you after that anyway.
Yeah, regardless.
And that's my thing.
I'm
like,
setting my timetable. I'll tell you what days I'm working.
I'm calm. Exactly. I think you're coming to my like, no, I
are you
don't.
coming in today? Maybe.
Maybe you see me.
If you see, yeah,
If you see me.
How you'd only be allowed to be angry for a couple of days, man. That's not working 3 weeks later when it's the manager like, listen, If you want this job, yeah, stop your foolishness right now.
This is going as long as the inflation is
Yeah.
going. We know about the inflation. Inflation is going
Milking it.
strong.
You will be out of there.
Because I feel like, because what he's done there, that could actually, it could have really cost. I'm not sure legally what people can do. But it could cost the
Emotional
company
distress,
hella
though.
money.
It's hard. Yeah, the emotional
Emotional
distress.
Emotional damage.
I'm signing off for work for stress for that.
100%.
So now imagine everyone signs up for stress.
There's nobody working. Man.
Yeah. Sometimes people need to. If you don't have sense enough to know stuff, you need to feel.
Well, man, there you go, man.
And he's got to go home and tell his partner that we ain't got no money because I wanted to be funny.
Well, boy, I don't know if that's gone viral or anything, but you're bringing the company into disrepute, so that could be against your contract. There might be grounds.
No one's gonna talk to him.
There might be grounds for, you know what I'm saying?
Grounds for dismissal.
Who knows?
Wild.
I don't know your name. That was
That's
funny.
so horrible.
It's horrible.
It's actually a horrible joke. It's funny,
It's funny, but it's
but it's
not.
like, damn.
Yeah, you went.
Funny because it wasn't me.
That's crazy.
But I think people who work there, you can pay back. You need to take time off for stress.
Yeah.
I wish something like that would happen to me.
That'll definitely get some people beat up. 100%.
Sitting on his way home.
Yeah, manager man, you're mean, man.
outside the office and all that. Just wait.
You're mean, and if they sack you, you're definitely done it here because that was just stupid. That was just dumb. Like, if they sack you and you lose your job because of that,
Yeah.
then you give up your whole livelihood and well-being in this cause he lives.
It's mad.
That's foolishness. So you'll definitely be done at here. But we'll have to
That's as much justice as they're gonna get.
yeah, it's about as much as we're gonna get. So yeah, let's get into our actual.
Didn't think we'd get here, I can't believe it. But thank you guys for tuning in, as you always do. Like the video, share it, do all that great stuff. Thank you to our lovely guest hosts. But I'll be honest, this is the last time I'm going to introduce you guys as guest hosts.
Why?
You never
You're not guests anymore.
Do you introduce me as guest host?
Yeah, I always say guest host, yeah.
You didn't introduce me anyway. What do you mean?
And why was that? Because you want to do too much. Why was that?
I don't know what you're on about.
Why did you? Well, no, thank you guys for showing out as you guys always do, bringing good vibes.
Always.
Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB. Do all that great stuff on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you want to send voice notes and text for your dilemmas, the number to call in as well while we're live. The number is 075 648 41073. And if you are someone who would like to inquire about the show, or you would like to feature on the show, or anything business-wise, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow for an hour and 30 minutes show.